Wonderful. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Are we ready? How many of you are doing the second, like you already watched this morning and now you're doing this again with us? Yeah. And Carrie, good, good, good. Yes. Well, it'll be fun. So today we are going to do a workout. Then we're going to keep going through tutorials. Then we're going to do some breakout rooms because I think it's important for you to try practice teaching everything, so that we can see what questions you guys have. Because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, I know it. And then I see you guys teaching the assessment. It's like that's not what I taught you. And so I really, and also it's good for you guys to meet other people and things like that. So Sue Nash is our facilitator today. She is one of the OGs and she is awake in New Zealand. It's the morning for her. She's in the future. And so she's really amazing. I'm really glad you guys get to meet her and get to hear from her a little bit today. But before we get started, I would like you to drop in the chat if there's one mat exercise we could solve your problems with today, what would it be? So drop in the chat. The one should be on the top of your head, should not take a long time. One mat exercise. Just one mat exercise. Just one. What's one? Just drop it in the chat. Teaser. Whoa. Ooh, open leg rocker, roll over, control balance. Mm-hmm. Cool. Roll over. Mm-hmm. More teaser. Okay, once you've dropped in the chat, so here's the deal. We're gonna do a little mat, not a little mat, a little Cadillac workout. More open leg rocker, love it. We're gonna do a little Cadillac workout. If you have access to a Cadillac or tower, I would love for you to work out. If you don't, then during this workout time, you won't be dinged, but I have you go camera off. I'm gonna go camera off so that on the replay we can see all the movers, okay? Ladies here at the house, you guys can duke it out for who's going to be the mover today. Um, so let's get everyone on their Cadillacs. And um, Kristen and Aunt, Kristen, will you turn your camera off before you get comfortable? That's okay. And then, yeah, thank you guys. Laura, you as well. And then Sue, you can also go camera off for this part too. Yeah. So we're gonna start. So I'm gonna just move you guys through a Cadillac workout with these exercises in mind. If you're not moving with us, just take notes and like maybe you can guess. I might even say why I chose them, but you might be able to guess what you're thinking, right? Because we've got these mat exercises to go with. So let's start with the rollback bar. Feet into the poles. Grab your bar, and we're gonna start with bent knees, right? Yep. Yep, until we know you're amazing. But this is like also the first thing we're doing of the day. And then just roll back and up 4 times. On the fourth one, stay down. And yep, roll up. On the fourth one, stay on the mat and do some shoulder rolls. 4 or 5 shoulder rolls, and then roll up. After your shoulder rolls, roll to your sticky spot and do the pulses with the center. So you pulse your center back and the bar is kind of pulling you up. So pull your center back and reach the bar up. So you should be in the longest round spine. After 10 of those, roll all the way up and then roll back to your sticky spot. It might be the same spot, or you might be trying out something else. And you will do your rows. Bend your elbows wide. And then go ahead and roll up all the way, straight arms. Then take your right arm in the center of the bar, left arm around your waist, roll back, side bend. And do your side bend on each side twice. Um, let's do that side bend again. So it's don't be so excited to cross the leg, right? We want to roll back, slide the leg over, and then when you do cross the leg, it should be because you have more stretch to get. So the knee won't bend. Yeah. Tracy, if you want to work out with us, we're just started a Cadillac workout. If you are not working out with us today, you'll just be camera off for the workout. And you can drop in an exercise on the mat you would like work on. Awesome. All right. Once you do two side bends on each side, I want you to lie down with your arm springs, and we'll do arms up and down 5 times. All right. So knees are bent, feet and knees are squeezing together. And then everyone double check. Start with your hands over your shoulders. Hands over your shoulders. Right. So if your straps are slack, get a slide down. See if you can handle it where your arms are straight up and down. Yeah. Uh-huh. There you go. Now, see, go ahead and push your arms down. Just lie down, Kristen. Just lie down. Just lie down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if it's too much, you can slide closer. And then Vero, those that hook looks really high for arm springs, babe. It's only like a 20 something inch. So I probably would do that second hook from the mat. I don't know that measurement, but that looks yeah, or maybe it's the next one down. I'm looking at something else. Yeah, you only want to be like 20 something inches off.
I just realized I confused what you had measured with feet with hands.
Oh, okay,
So
perfect. Yeah, there you go.
sorry.
It's all right. All right, press down and up 5 times. Yeah, make sure you're on your arm spring setting. You'll like it more. After 5, go 3 little circles and 3 big circles, each direction. Melissa, can you do those little circles closer to the mat? So push your arms down and then little circles down there. Yes. Yeah. Then you can do your big circles. After 3 circles in each direction, go ahead and give yourself an inch back closer to the poles if you think you need it for your tricep press. And then press your arms to straight. Oh, hold on. Elbows need to be down. And the elbows stay down as your arms press to straight. So if that means you need to slide back, slide back. The heaviest elbows. And then arms wide to the side. Go ahead and hug in and open up. Yeah. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, close the arms. One more of those. And then slide closer to where your springs hook up on the pole. So get pretty close to the poles. All right. Bring your knees into your chest. Let's do coordination. Lift your head and chest up, elbows into the mat. Press your arms and legs just straight. So coordination, just the same as on the reformer, open, close. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Coordination, Kristen. Coordination, elbows down. Yeah, we'll do that one, but not that press. It's okay. You're reading my mind. Curl up higher. Mm-hmm. So it's just arms and legs out, open, close one time. It's the same coordination we know on the reformer, just one open and close. All right, let's rest a second. So some of you are too far away from your hooks and some of you are too close. So if you felt that in your neck, right, that's a hard curl up. And if you're struggling with teaser, this is a really important exercise for you. So double check if you are where you want to be. Bring your knees into your chest and just pause for a second. Get your elbows into the mat, curl up. We're just going to do two more. And I want the legs to be like you're pushing into leg springs. So push out, open, close those legs like they're in leg springs, and then pull your knees in, then bend your elbows. And one more, press out with your chest up the whole time. Chest up the whole time. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. Okay, cool. Now backstroke. So rest your neck for a second and then come into fists over forehead, knees into your chest. Arms and legs are going to go straight up. Open your arms and legs, circle everything around, hold it, bend everything in. Arms and legs go straight up, open, circle everything around, hold it, bend everything in. Arms and legs go straight up, open, circle around, and bend it in. Reverse it, push out, open, circle everything up, 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 up. Yeah, again, reach out. So you don't want to be too far away that you can't curl up into the spring, right? You're going to lose tension many times. You have to create the reach you need, the spring reach you need. Good. All right. Go ahead and let go of those. And let's put your push through bar up with the spring from above. So push through bar up, spring from above. Let's do some push through. So push through is very much a great revealer of open leg rocker. And then have a seat. Just unhook that. Yep. There you go. Start with the bar up with straight arms. And this one, do straight legs. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Hands on the bar, push the bar up, 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 up. Reach it up in a tall back. And then no safety chain, Sue, just a spring. And then round back. And then round through and then round back up. Go ahead and do the push through. If you know the push through, do it without me. So no safety strap should be on, guys, just a spring. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead. Three. Amy, go more up than forward with your upper body. You're kind of pushing into your armpit. So right here, go up, 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 up. Yes, there you go. All right, now my push through people, now they're all kind of going. Move a little faster. And then on the arms, stay straight on the push through the whole time. Arms, elbows, wrists straight the whole time. Legs straight. I know it's hard, but when you round forward, try not to bend your knees any more than they are. Yeah, start to go with your breath, and then Amy, you're flattening out as you move that bar forward. So when you rounded forward over your legs, find your tailbone reaching down. Down, 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 down. More tailbone down. Yes, there it is. Yeah. Straight arms, Tracy, as you go forward, you're kind of bending them. So right there, they have to stay straight. Yes. And when you round back, they're straight. Round back, and the arms are straight, 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 straight. There you go, babe. Good. Okay. With your breath, inhale up and around, and then exhale up and around. A little faster. Melissa, keep that speed, but the head goes with your arms, babe. You're not a turtle. All right. Pretty good. Okay, let's lie on your back for teaser. So the bar goes underneath your neck goes right underneath the bar. Hold with straight arms. All right, straighten your legs out, squeeze them together. Reach the bar overhead. So bend the elbows wide, reach the bar overhead, and show me a good morning stretch. And then show me your Pilates tall back. And then lift the bar up to the ceiling. Do that again. Reach the bar overhead and notice what wants to leave the bar, leave the mat. Then bend the elbows and lift the bar to the ceiling. One more time. Reach the bar overhead. Reach it to the ceiling. Once your arms are straight and the bar is to the ceiling, simultaneously roll up to a teaser. Toes, head, eyes. Hold it. Toes are in line with the eyes. And then pause. Shave here. Bend your elbows 3 times. Yeah. And then hold it. Lift the bar up and roll down with the bar up. Reach the bar up as you roll down. Reach the bar up to roll down and bar up to roll down. Good. And then bend your elbows, reach the bar back. Then the elbows lift the bar up. Roll it up, hold it, lower and lift the legs 3 times. And then roll it down. Once the head and feet touch, then you can bend the elbows and reach the bar back. Lift the bar up, roll everything up, arms and legs go. So arms and legs, arms and legs 2 and 3. There you go. And then roll down, lifting the bar up. Lift the bar up to roll down. The elbows do not get to bend until your head touches. Good. And then roll everything up. Roll up, 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 up. Final teaser. Hold. Reach one arm forward for your feet. Reach the other arm forward for your feet. And round forward over your legs. Awesome job. Okay. Hook, unhook the spring from above. Put your safety chains on. And let's do a spring from below. We're going to do some tower. Not that one, not that one, the long ones. On, no, no, no. Just hook it on that top hook right there. Just right there. And then one spring from below. And then watch your head as you lie down. Sue, head underneath. Head underneath. Yeah. There you go. Lie down with your head underneath. One hand's distance from the edge. You're doing tower. Doing tower. So push the bar up with your hands and place your feet on the bar. Sue Heitman, that is the shortest safety chain. We'll have to look into that. And then arms on the vertical poles. Hands higher than your elbows, Vero. There you go. Hands higher, Sue. Yep, that's it. Yep. And I think push the bar up first and put your feet on it for tower, parallel and apart, and then hands on the vertical poles. With your hips down, point and flex your feet 3 times. Hands higher than your elbows, Kristen and Tracy. I think your hands need to be higher too. Yep, there it is. All right, after 3 point flexes with your butt down, point the toes and roll your hips up about halfway. So not all the way to your shoulders, just halfway. Hold it there and bend your knees 3 times. After 3, push the legs to straight, roll down. Flex your ankles, point your toes. And again, so feet should be a fist distance apart. Point the toes to roll up. You can roll up onto your shoulders this time you want. You can stay halfway. Go a little lower, Kristen. You're too high. Yep, after 3, bend and straightens, roll down. So this is to help those of you who struggle with open leg rocker, control balance, high scissors, right? If that was hard for you, please stick with that. If you want a little bit more, we're going to do one time on each side. So take one foot off. Yeah, place it on the other side, point the foot and roll up. And then hold that, reach that one foot up to the sky. And then bend and straighten your tower leg. Or you're doing 2 legs. Parallel your legs, Tracy. Your heels are coming together. Roll down, reaching up. Switch your feet once you're at the bottom. Sue Heitman, next time come down with a straight leg, please. We go up with a straight leg, we come down with a straight leg. We only bend when we're up there. Yeah, Vero, can you bend your back just a little bit more in that upper back? Yeah, just the upper back. Now let's see higher with the hips. Just, yeah, a little more round. Yes. Good. Roll it down. Then go ahead and point and flex your feet with both feet on the bar 3 times and then bend your knees and take your feet off. Carefully close that spring when you do. Be gentle. I don't want anyone's bars to come down. And then take the bottom spring off. Take your safety strap off. And let's go to your rollback bar. Let's do some kneeling chest expansion, thigh stretch. No, you'll just unhook everything. So unhook your chains. And then go to your rollback bar. All right, kneeling chest expansion. If you know it, set yourself up. Remember, it's shoulders over hips, hips over knees. And then pull the bar down towards your thighs on an inhale. Look both ways and exhale. And again. After 4 sets of these, go ahead and move back for your thigh stretch. Do 3 thigh stretches with no back bend. And then the fourth one, if you feel good, can have a back bend. I wonder, Amy, if you could open your hips a little more. It looks a little bit like you're sitting back. So see if you can, as you go back, open your hips a little more. Yeah. Melissa, you too. Yeah. Do you see that? Thumbs are always around your bars. Guys, thumbs are always around. hmm After your chest expansions and your thigh stretches, turn around and do your long back arms. So a lot of times when we can't do rolling exercise or overhead exercise because our upper back needs strength. So kneel facing away. Turn your palms, Melissa. No, no, kneel, 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 kneel. Yep, hold the bar wider. Yeah, you have that nice wide bar. Hold that wider. Turn around, Kristen. hmm And then go ahead and get going. If you know it, pull the bar to your back, push it down, reach it back. hmm And then a little more tail down, Vero. And yes, there you go. 2, just work, control the springs on the up and back. Juice that out a little bit more. Yeah, Tracy, you too. Work the back and in a little more. After 3 in each direction, lie on your back for some leg springs. So regular leg springs on the leg spring setting. We're gonna frog out. You'll do 3 circles in each direction, 2 to 3 sets of walking, and some beats. So hold on, start with your legs frogged in, and then push your legs out. Thanks, Laura. So go ahead and frog out. One time, frog out, and then go into your circles. Work the down and together, right? If you can have them straight, right? So right there is probably pretty good. Bend, yeah. Bend your knees, heels together. Go ahead, frog out. So after 3 circles in each direction, go for a walk. Remember, when we walk, 1 foot at a time moves. Sue, are you able to have your arms on those poles? Is your shoulder okay with that? Yeah. After 2 to 3 sets of walking, you'll go into your beats. Beat at the high diagonal, which is not that high. It's just the high, it's just like around the middle of the wall. Beat 8 times, open, close, open, close. Then you hold your legs together and then you lower them a little bit and you beat open, close, open, close. Yeah. And then you hold your legs together and you lower them a little bit and you go open, close, open, close. And then you draw these tiny little circles down here, tiny little ones, like the size of a peach from the thighs. Hurry on together, together, together. Get those heels together, together, together. Reverse. You're so excited to get your heels together, 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 together. And then frog in and frog out and go to your bicycle. And go ahead, bicycle. One leg is reaching, one leg is pulling. Just just pedal, pedal. Faster, Kristen, faster. Yep, let the spring come inside your knee. The little turnout. Mm-hmm. That's all right. And then back pedal, back pedal. And then frog out to straight legs. Hold it. Bend your knees in. Mm-hmm. And then big frog. Push your feet to the floor in a frog position. Hold on. The knees are bent still. Knees are bent. Feet are on the mat. Slide the legs along the mat. Open the legs up on the mat. Lift the legs up. Close the legs. Bend them in. They'll never go to the ceiling, guys. They're going to kind of stay low and like maybe, so Amy, lower. You're not going to get that high. You're going to get to a high diagonal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like teaser height. So even lower, Amy, those springs are winning you. And then we're going to reverse it. We're going to push out into that working frog position. So that's the height, right? Open the legs up, lower them down, squeeze them together, then bend. Do not mix the bending and the squeezing. We squeeze together, then we bend. So you push out to your high diagonal, you open the legs up, you push the legs down, you squeeze the legs together, and then you frog it in. Yep. And one more. Push it out, open, down, and then good. Okay. Getting better, guys. Take those springs off and then put your legs over your rollback bar for some rolling stomach massage. Remember, rolling stomach massage is straight arms. Mm-hmm. Get your legs over the bar. Let's go. Rolling stomach massage. Mm-hmm. Okay. Feet squeeze towards your booty, heels touch. Get those arms as straight as you can. Arms straight as you can. Yeah, turn around, Tracy, head towards that way. Yeah, there you go, babe. All right. Knees into your chest, feet squeezing to your butt. Lift your hips, bring your knees to your shoulders and knees to the ceiling. Go, Vero. You got it, babe. Woo! Vero, if you have, because you're on 2 yellow, if you have 2 blue, and this goes for Tracy as well, you guys have some booty abundance. If you have 2 blue, you can try it. Please be careful because I don't want you to get pulled around, okay? It's a little heavier than I like, but you have some booty abundance. All right, reach. Feet to your seat, Sue. Get your butt up. Feet to your seat, Sue. Butt up. Yeah, move. Move, Sue. Butt up. Like you're a high jumper. I know you watch the Summer Olympics. I know it. I know it's in you. Mm-hmm. Melissa, more feet to your butt, please. More hamstrings. Mm-hmm. Kristen, which one are you doing? The reverse? Okay, you got to go faster, babe. And your heels have to be together. Don't scare me. So lift, that's the first direction. That's not the second direction. There you go. Feet down. Lift your butt. Lift. Now lift up and pull your knees in. Yeah. There you go, Vero. Bring your knees in. Now knees up. Knees to the ceiling, babe. Feet to your butt, knees to the ceiling. You got this. Yes, ma'am. Get your feet to your seat and your butt up. Uh-huh. So when you're up there, Vero, you have to think shoulder bridge. You're trying to bring a shoulder bridge down. Okay. Everyone else can rest if they want, but let's do this. Hips up, Vero. Yep. Now feet to your seat and find a shoulder bridge. Go, 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 go. Lift your butt higher. Get your butt higher. Yes. Oh, almost. You landed on your butt. Yeah, yeah. And then Tracy, I think your arms need to be straighter, babe. They look bent. They got to be super, super straight. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Hips up. Oh, Vera, try this one. Put your feet down. Lift your butt up. Now lift up. Up. Do a little hop. Up. Yes. Up. Yes. Up. There you go. That's great. That was great. That's great work. Okay, guys, take that bar off, get to the middle of your mat, and show me two rolling like a balls. So on your mat, two rolling like a balls. Then two open leg rockers. Then give me two teasers. Just two, whatever you think it is, two teasers. Yeah. Then you're going to give me two overhead exercises you want to play with. Maybe it's jackknife, maybe it's control balance, maybe it's rolling into jackknife. Give me two. Melissa, you asked for control balance, so it better be that. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Yes. Way to go, crew. Way to go. Awesome. If you finished all of those, you can wrap up and you can celebrate your wins in the chat. If you're off camera, you can now be on camera. And let's chat about that. How'd that go? My people observing, we have a lot of observers. How was it to watch them?
It was really cool to do open link rocker because usually that's also my nemesis. But after all of that stuff, it felt more connected for sure.
Ooh, that's cool. Amy said she got to feel her open leg rocker after all that stuff. Yeah, your open leg rocker was really long. Like you were like in it. It was really cool. Yeah. What were you ladies saying? You love listening to my cues. Did you hear how few cues I gave? It's so efficient. She said it's so efficient. So this is like they're so I even gave way less than this morning. So I was like, oh, this I sound like them talking too much. But but they also I hadn't teaching the leg springs, so I know how to teach that. Yeah, do you see how like, it's also it's not, I will say from a personal experience, just so you know, I don't like sitting here watching someone struggle to figure the exercise out either. Of course, I'm like, oh, like I want to get there. And it's like, actually, just they will figure it out. Like, none of them could see, like, for Kristen, for example, could see nothing. At least some of you can, like, look at your computer screen. And to just be able to like just sit there and go, hold on, what do I think this is? Okay, what could it be? You can't like none of these like sure the rolling stomach massage and tower are a bit, maybe ballsy for people who don't know the exercises, but you guys do. You just don't remember the names necessarily or have it. So it's really, really cool to watch. And I too have to just sit here and go, they got this. I know they can do this. I know they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. Right. Um, some of you heard it from Olivia. I'm just going to tell you guys now in case you weren't listening to the very end this morning. Olivia, she's from round two. She was 22 when she started the program. She's now 25. So she's our little youngin. And she after the reformer weekend, she told her reformer class, I'm no longer going to tell you how to do the exercise. I'm just going to say the name. And a woman looked at her and was like, you, with this tone, you have to tell us what to do. And Olivia said, no, I don't. You guys, that client is still in the class. She knows how to do her exercises, right? And Olivia got rid of a duet and that was draining her and she made it a mat class. And one of her 65-year-old clients from that same reformer class takes that mat class now every week. And she is like in the reformer class on this morning. She's like, "Oh, I can tell that the jackknife is helping my overhead." 65 years old. So yes, Olivia is still teaching like they're all on the reformer or they're all on the mat, but she is making them own their exercises. So it doesn't have to be a Joe's Gym style. You can still teach in a group environment, but you can place the onus on them. And she doesn't burn out and she loves teaching, right? Yeah. And so, anyways, how to share that. Okay. So Vero said, first time ever I enjoyed doing tower. Yay. Well, I'm glad it could be with us. Um, Melissa said, when you said tower could have control bounce, I got it the moment I was doing single leg tower. Perfect. Perfect. I'm so glad you felt that, Melissa. I think that was the first time I've ever done tower and I really liked it, but I need to work on it. Yeah, Sue, you're still learning the choreography of it. Just mostly, here's the thing about the push through bar that I think is a good universal rule. You're you're always going to be reaching that bar up, whether you're going down or you're going up. Okay? You're always reaching that bar up. So in teaser, on your way down, you're reaching the bar up. In tower, as you go down with your body, you're still reaching the bar up. When you're bending your knees, you're still reaching the bar up. When you're doing monkey, you're still reaching into the bar. You're always reaching into the bar. So just take note if you ever feel like you're hanging off the bar or your body's not resisting pushing into the bar, right? Yeah. They're also making exercise more accessible by challenging the spring setting instead of me getting down myself. Yeah. So Vero, here's the thing. And Sally Joe's on here from this morning. I was pretty honest. I don't like the blue springs as arm springs. And I don't really want to say that they are the spring setting that you would use for rollback because they're too heavy for rollback. That being said, those short yellows, too fucking light for me. You got a booty abundance. Tracy does too. Like it's too light. And so if you had just a tad heavier rollback bar springs, it still would look like what you have, but what you're doing with those blue ones. So like I said yesterday, I think I said it to you guys yesterday. I have a client with a booty abundance. We use a two blue for her tower because the one red is almost too light. And I've got to get her strong enough to lift her own ass up. Right. And she doesn't have two reds. And so we'd have to unhook the red and unhook the red. And it's just really annoying. So we use two blues there. So I will use two blues for leg stuff on people where it would have been a yellow, but I won't use it for arm, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And also never get down on yourself. To be honest, you're upside down and you're trying to get your body to do something upside down. The brain cannot comprehend upside down ever. And so I think once you watch the replay and you see how fucking close you are, you're so close. It's a matter of like, honestly, a hip thrust. It's like, if you could just like hip thrust, I think you'd be so close. Yeah. Um, Questions about any of the exercises we did or how what I chose work with the mat exercises that I asked them to do at the end? Just so you guys know, this is not necessarily your assessment, but what I just did is like an assessment. Okay. I took some tower exercises, I gave it to them. And if you notice, like we warmed the body up. We didn't start with tower. And then I looked at, so that's like what I wanted with your reformer. I wanted to see a reformer workout and then the mat exercises that it was for to help. So, um, so that when you guys are working together, it's it's some days you're going to be working on just learning how to teach all these exercises. That's one thing. And some days you guys are actually just doing a workout. What does the body need? Watch it roll back. Oh, she's doing this. Okay, she doesn't have an arm back connection. Okay, what on the tower could do that? Did I get what I wanted? There's a couple times I was like, no, I didn't get what I wanted. Right. And it's like, I'm just going to move on. We're just going to move on. Right. So, any questions on what we did? I slayed. Laura, you gonna ask something? Yeah, what do you want to ask? Laura asked if I came off the top of my head. Yes. Yes, I did. But I will also say if you watched this morning, it was very similar. I don't plan. I know what's coming next. Um, I have been teaching the way I'm trying to teach for 8 years. Okay, 8 years, right? So I don't expect you to not flounder. You're here because you wanted to learn, right? Right. Right. Exactly. You could do that in your fucking sleep if you wanted to. So I and I'm sure Sue will have something to say here as well. Like there's the time when you're in this program, it's like, oh my God, she just did off the top of her head. And then there's like you the more you start to think, how do these exercises help exercises? You will come up with your own because your own practice will help you. You having shoulder stuff, Laura, is actually going to help you in a way that and connect exercise in a way that I won't necessarily have connected them because I don't have a shoulder issue, right? But me teaching you is going to make me connect exercise in a whole different way. So each of our clients actually challenges us in a different way of like, this morning, Cordelia asked if this one particular exercise, is a progression of something else. It was like hanging pull-ups. It was a progression of breaststroke. And I was like, that's such an interesting thought. And I was thinking like, I think it would depend on the client because like I can have a male client do hanging pull-ups, just regular pull-ups, the back bend ones for like before backstroke, a breaststroke, I mean, probably because they have upper body strength as long as they have good extension. So some things are progressions for some people, some things are regression, some things are, so it's really, but I I will tell you, like, I'm even to every day that I teach, I get better at coming up with what the system does to work together because I get better at just being patient in my body and watching. When I start correcting too much, I actually in my brain go, where are we? Like, where are we in this class? Like, where was I going with this? Yeah. Sue, do you have anything to add about that? Like that, just like being comfortable in like picking exercises because I can see how that could feel like so far away if you're not used to it.
Oh, I think it just comes. I think the more you almost stand back and look at something and see it another way up, you start to see that this exercise is like this exercise, which is like this exercise or this exercise,
Hmm.
and how they relate to each other. You just keep looking for it, and you start to
Hmm.
see it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I
you're
think,
really shocked that you see something in 3 years' time that you only saw for the first time.
yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Yeah. I love that. Also, I think it's like, I think that's why I like my flashcards sometimes because I'm a visual person and you can literally take the card and just start turning it around. Right? You could just start turning it around and turning it around. It's like, well, what is it? It's like this. It's like that. You know what I mean? And so like Brooke Seiler actually posted a bunch of stuff like that recently. And people were sharing it. And she was like, it's like the rollover, the roll up, the tendon start. It's like all these things. And so, once you start connecting dots. And that's why I keep giving you guys the homework that I give you. What do you think this could teach? What do you think this could teach on the mat? What do you think this could teach on the reformer? If you start with what it could teach, you're like, I don't think it could teach anything. Okay, then maybe what does it challenge? Right? So that's the homework. And it's just gonna be something you keep doing. Yeah. Anything else before we go into more exercises?
I
Amy, do you
do
have
have a
something?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for the push through, you told me to curl my tail more. So it's not like, because I know I do that, I kind of
It
flatten.
wasn't under, you just flattened out. Yeah, it's not under, it's just
Okay,
down.
down. Okay, so it's like spine stretch.
It's exactly like it, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Same reach. It's also rowing 1 and 2 and 4. It's just that you can round as far forward as your sacrum can reach down. Yeah, because you just became that yoga pose where you just like stretch, right? We got to keep that lift. And that is why your open leg rocker was better, right? Because when you do push through and you reach forward, that's open leg rocker. Yeah. Yeah. And then when your arms are up, it's open leg rocker, right? It just depends on where you are in your open leg rocker. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You guys, we have trapeze, fuzzies, and all the standing arms, standing stuff, standing stuff. So I'm going to do my best to use the bodies that are here. And then I'm also going to just do it if I know, because between their shoulders and their knees, so we're going to keep it going. And then we're going to do some really fun stuff. So let's do the fun stuff. All right. And then I want to hold on. Okay. All right, Anne, come on up, babe. So we're going to start with breathing. And of course, you've probably been taught how, go ahead and don't lay down, stand up, but watch your head on that beam. So I like to teach my clients how they can set themselves up for breathing. So it's your wingspan from that pole. Turn and face me. From this pole to this one. Okay, so we got to go ahead and grab this one. You grab it. Yep, and pull it in. All right, not too close. It's just your wing, like fingertip to fingertip. Yes, right. Good. And then lie down. So if they can measure themselves, right? They're still moving. They're not waiting, right? That was a big deal in Joe's studio is that you never rest. Cleaning your own stuff was part of the workout, right? And then guess what? Look, the strap, don't hold on, just let me show off a little second how cool this is. The strap is over her shins, just like you're taught. Now, the other thing that's really important is my trapeze and your trapeze. A lot of these trapeze straps, the strap is like this, like it's up here. It's like so high. Okay. So just so you know that my spring to the firm one is 24 inches. And then the mat to the strap is 18 inches. And then this is 14 inches. Okay. So if you have those really short straps at a clip on either side and you've got a long one, I have no idea. I feel like my trapeze is still longer. I the springs are longer. It makes everything a little less scary and more possible, like jumping into it and everything. So, anyways, if you have a long situation, just grab some clips like these, right? And just you need one on each side, right? Otherwise, it's going to feel uneven to them. So, anyways, that might make it too long. So, you might want to just go to the fabric store and get a belt and put some ends on it. Anyways, all right. That is my announcement on that. Okay. So place your feet in here. So there's breathing and then there's some variations on breathing. So it depends on what I need to work with the client, right? Laura wants to get her hips up. Vera wants to get her hips up. If you don't have a trapeze, if you're working with a tower, then, and just take your feet out for a second. Put your feet down. Do this. Just bridge. So lift your hips up and down, right? And now if she takes the bar, we'll do breathing in a second, but just like hold, just for visuals, hold thumbs around. Don't scare me. Slide your hands wider. And then lift your hips up and push the bar down. Straight arms, straight arms. Go back up. You can do better. Straight arms. There you go. Okay. So that's what I would do for a tower. Would I use like our springboard? Would I put their feet on a Bosu or fitness ball? I have. It's more unstable than you think. Like you, it's actually kind of hard because the ball of the Bosu, you know what I mean? Like it moves a little bit or their foot goes a little off the side. So you can just know that you're asking for a lot from them. Okay. Yes. Correct. You're on a tower, you don't have a trapeze. You have a springboard, you don't have this. All right, bring your feet in. Okay, so before we add the bar, let's just lift your hips up. Hips up and down. And I can look and see what she's doing, right? Some people pull on this a little bit. This is as straight as Anne's knees get. So don't ask her to straighten her knees more. This is what they are. This is this is the lifetime, right? Yeah, this is our lifetime. So we're gonna lift the hips up, but she doesn't get to bend them more. And it doesn't, her calves are nice and loose. So we're good. Okay. All right. So that seemed easy, Anne. You keep me posted on your knees, okay? We're gonna take this leg out, straighten your leg. All right. No, use your butt. Don't turn it in. All right, ready? Hips up. Oh, and down. And hips up. And down. And hips up. Hold it. Open this leg. Close it. No. Open. Close. Open. Close. Hello, coordination. Can I get a better coordination? Yes. Hold it. Roll down. Put your legs. That's pretty great. How'd that feel on your knees? Okay. Great. This one. Straighten your leg. Point your foot. Point it. All right. Up and down. This you can do with a magic circle or a Bosu. I wouldn't do it with a fitness ball, like a big one, but I would do you could do with a Bosu. And then hold it, open, close this leg. That's what I want coordination to feel like. Do you feel this? Oh my God, it's so much work. Oh, it's her backside too, and roll down. Well, you're welcome. We're gonna build you some booty abundance. Okay. Grab this bar. All right. So thumbs around. Now I want you to make a big grip on this. You tend to and kind of hang out in your fingertips here, which is a sign that you use a lot of loops. Yeah. Just so you know, I can tell the people who are used to using loops on a reformer, when they grab bars, they're letting it hang out in their fingers. This has to be in the palm of your hand. Okay. All right. Straight arms. Take an inhale. With that inhale, hips up, bar down. Go for it. Yes. Oh, did you exhale? Roll down. You got to do that. It's called breathing. The only thing that has breath for reals. Ready? Inhale, hips up, arms down. Hold your breath. Exhale, roll it down. Now, her arms and her butt have to land simultaneously. Okay. So a lot of people's butt is slow and arms are fast. So ready? Inhale and exhale.
Boy, kind of dropped everything around the same time.
Maybe control it more. Yeah. Okay. Again. And with control. That's not bad. That's pretty great. Okay. Let go. So, normally there'd be about a hand's distance from her head and the edge, but she is struggling with these springs, so I actually don't mind where she's at. And this needs to stay straight up and down. So way to go. You made it. All right, hop off. All right, Laura, come on up. Come on up. All right. Stand. You get to stretch. Oh, I'm not messing with your shoulders, babe. You stand on here. Okay. All right. So the stretches. So we got to do a wingspan. Thank you for remembering. Find your wingspan. Okay. And then stand. Now let's go ahead and put this foot in here. It goes on the bar. Yes. And you square your hips to the bar. to the bar. And then you're going to round forward over your leg. You get to use your hands, but we're not folding and going for the stretch. We're finding a spine stretch forward. And we know Laura likes to overbend here, so she's going to work on her elephant here. Yeah, this is your single leg elephant. This is your tendon stretch leg back. Walk up. Notice how I keep calling out exercises? You can write them down and lift your heart up and do a swan. And you'd write them down because maybe you can see what I'm connecting the dots on. And that's your swan. And then head in and round. This is control balance someday. And then walk up and extend. And notice how like the temptation is to back bend here, but it's got to be up here. I know she can hang back. And one more time, round forward. And then walk up into your extension. Good. Now this foot comes off on the inside of the bar. And then your hands are there for guidance, but you're going to use this leg and your stomach to push the leg forward. And then your stomach and the standing leg to get traction. And then again. And so the hands are always touching lightly. They're not pulling or pushing, they're just there for balance. Some people will say it's advanced to not use your hands. And Jay said it's the most dangerous thing. Why would anyone do that? Now, on the ladder barrel, not using your hands is a great idea. But here, it's just, especially if you're on like a squishy, you could fall, right? And your leg is stuck in a thing. Like, oh my God. All right, foot on the pole, face them. Good. And then palms face you. Okay. All right. So you're side bending. Watch your nails because my ceiling's low. You're going to reach over and side bend, and then reach over and side bend. And you're trying to bend and stretch this whole side, right? And when you side bend the other way, you're not trying to lean over, you're just side bending. Yes. Hello, open hips for kneeling side kicks, right? Because you're going to open this up with this leg out to the side. Then your hands are there. You'll take your foot. If you have open hips, you go on the inside of the bar. You don't. So you go on the outside of the bar and you use this leg to reach. And then you pull your center and you do a side bend. So we're stretching just like you do with the rollback bar, side bend. And then reach. And pull. Good, reach. And pull. Great. So then you place your foot back on the bar. And then you're going to turn to face the trapeze. This foot's going to slip out of here and into here. Yep. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then stand on that. Yes. And so see how tight she is? She's so tight. She's so tight. You can't. But yeah, you want to, the further back you go, that trapeze is going to get further away. So you got to open that hip. Both hands go here. Okay. Stand in both legs. Simultaneously, both hands here. Great. Simultaneously, both hands here. Oh, that was one at a time. So what I would say is lift your stomach and get more comfortable with your head being down. Yep. And lift your stomach to lift your hands. And yes, there you go. Drop your head, lift your stomach, both hands. Hold it. Bend and straighten this leg. Lift your stomach. Yeah. Lift your stomach. They're called stretches with the fuzzies. Some people call them ballet stretches. Joe never called them ballet stretches. And then you could take the foot off the bar. It's just going to go off the side right there and bend and straighten. And then you can kind of stretch your leg out. Yes. And then when you lift this up, 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 it's like you're going to do control balance back onto the reformer. Drop that head and up, 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 up. Oh, hello. Tendon stretch leg back. We're trying to get this hip up and this one down. And again, up, 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 up. Good. Foot on the pole. Hands here, both hands. Both hands. Use your stomach, both hands. All right, take your foot out. Feel your legs. Still one, it feels, I know. So you have whole new hips. All right, let's do the other side. Um, Sue, are there any questions why she does this other side? Sue Nash, go ahead.
There was one question about could we do breathing using a box if you're on a tower,
Putting your
on a
feet on a
springboard?
box. I would do shoulder bridge. I don't think people's ankles are gonna like it on a box very much. I would just do shoulder bridge. It's just easier. You're gonna have to line that box up. I just picture like people, yep, off the inside, forward and back. So personally, I would just do a bridge. Just bend your knees and lift your hips. Um, because you'll still get good stuff. And you can challenge them with a single leg if you want to. Yeah, cool. All right, foot on the bar, turn and face me. Any questions on the stretches? Are we feeling good? They make sense? Yeah, that's where we are. Yes. Yep. You can call them ballet stretches. We use ballet stretches on things on the website because of SEO, but it's just this, I just call them the stretches with the fuzzies. Yeah. You're in the right spot. All right. Foot off the front. And by the way, if her hips were open, she could go foot off the back. Okay. Like she can go inside the bar and it would make her open her hips more. hmm She does not have open hips, so we're not doing that. Just a way to challenge someone. Don't forget you're doing a side stretch here. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. All right. Put your foot on that bar. It's a little more steady. And then take your foot out. I got you. Here it is. All right, stand on it. Try to square off. Yeah, hands there. All right, stomach up, hands down. Yes, stomach up, hands down. Stomach up, hands down. Bend and straighten this leg a couple times. Reach into that back leg. So I'm using this to help open up Laura's back. Do you see how we don't have to just try to make her do elephant all the time. There's like ways we can do it. We can sneak it in. Now take your leg off the pole and bend and straighten. hmm Lift from here though. Every time you straighten your leg, it's not knee back, it's stomach up. Yes. Yeah, there's a very big difference between knee back and stomach up. Yes. All right, foot on the pole. All right, both hands here. Great. Both hands here. It's kind of a blind. Yeah, you just have to trust. And there. Yep, take your foot out. Amazing. You're welcome. I'm done with you. All right, Kristen, how tall are you? Okay. So for someone like Kristen who's 5'9", we can take these and we double the fuzzies. Okay, you're in a half hang. All right, so go ahead and lie down. So some people, and this was happening in the Facebook, the Slack group for alumni, like people are talking about how like their ankles don't like to half hang. It's a lot of pressure on the ankles. And barring any fusions or anything like that, it should eventually become comfortable. What happens is people don't do it enough and their ankles are stuck. Like my ankles, because I'm super hypermobile, I have to get them adjusted. And sometimes she is pulling and pulling. I'm holding onto this table and she is just pulling and like my foot is stuck. So before I go see her, I often hang a lot to like get some traction on my ankles. But so if you find that it's kind of painful, it means you need to start doing it more so the fascia gets stretched. So put your hands on the bar. I'm going to show you guys how to help someone into this. Knees into your chest. Lift your hips up like you're doing rolling a ball. And then I stand here. You can rest on me. And then she can put her feet in. Okay. So that is how someone can get in with assistance. Does she need me to do that? No, she probably could lift her own hips up, put her feet in. Yeah. And then put your hands on the bars and push this way a little bit. And then 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 push this way a little b Great. And then rest. This is half hanging. And because you can put your arms down by your side. Close your eyes. So she and I, we have a little bit bigger feet, so we don't have to do a lot of twisting this around. We can actually just enjoy it, right? And she's gonna let her back, right? Relax her hamstrings, right? This is I give people half hanging before full hanging, and I'll do it multiple times to make sure that they can come back and they don't have anything weird going on. No half hanging for new faces or new breasts. Recent facelifts, recent boob jobs, no hanging, no half hanging. Um, my my older client, he freaking loved this. The last 10 minutes of every session, he went on to half hang. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you want a full hang? Okay. Your feet feel really secure? Okay, pull yourself off the back. Yep. All right. When you feel safe, let your arms come down. Go hover them, like let them like a genie over your head. Drop. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you're ready, you'll roll up and grab your ankles. So do like a roll up, like on the mat. Roll up, grab your ankles, go, 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 go. Grab your thighs, grab whatever you can. Go. Do it. Yes. See how that causes her to clear it? And then when you swing that way, you'll let go. So swing away from me and let go. There you go. And then she can half hang again. Grab the poles, make sure your head's on, and then lift your hips and bring your feet out. So, yep, you get loose and get your feet out. Mm-hmm. And then roll down. Rest. Do not get up. Yes. If it's a recent, less than 6 months, you want to make sure that it's settled in. Yeah. So if they're able to work out, typically, but you know how people don't tell you things. But yeah, no, they can. Um, I was always told like high blood pressure, don't do it. Like if they have those like veins that pop out of their legs. My client who did it for 10 minutes twice a week, he had those caterpillar veins all over his legs. And I was like, well, we're not supposed to. He's like, I love it. And I was like, okay, don't, if you don't mind, like ask your doctor, because I know you're on a statin and you know this. And his doctor's like, get your feet up a wall? Sure. And I was like, well, it's not really up a wall. It's like hanging. He goes, he's going to be fine. So, I mean, obviously clear things with doctors because the blood is going to the head, but there is tons of science that say if you get your feet above your heart 10 minutes every day, it is so good for your blood flow, right? Your whole system. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Kristen. You guys, I'm going to show you something real quick. So I'm covering the camera, but I'm going to move it so don't get nauseous. Okay. What do we see? All right. So can you guys see that bar right there at the bottom? A lot of equipment does not have that bar. That bar is really important if we're going to do the exercise I'm going to show you right now with the pull-ups. Okay. Or it's like more like push-ups. So just know that if you don't have that, and speaking of mastectomies, one of the eLevate grads, she has had a reconstruction with one of hers. And so she's tighter in the chest. You can put your hands on the floor, like I'm going to show you. The back bend will just be more shallow. Okay. So you all saw how, um, I got Kristen into it. That's an assisted, or she could do it herself. Another way to do it is you stand up. I know you guys can't see me off camera, but I'm standing up. Oh, I don't like that you guys can't see. Not really happy with this tripod. So will you do this, Laura? I'm going to show this. And then once they get down there, put it down. Yeah. Okay. So you take a foot in, got to be strong enough, right? And you take the other foot in. And then I'm going to climb down. And I can just climb all the way off, or if I'm worried, I can come into that half hang and make sure I'm Good. I feel pretty good. So I'm going to leave my feet the way I am. And then you can go off. And this is where we need to go down. So we lay like a genie. Yeah. Or I put my hands on that bar and push and push and push. And then I can hang again. And that could be it. Or I use my center to flip. Okay. Now I'm in a snake. And it's really important you're not doing too much with your feet. Then you got to watch your head, use your center, and go around. So, can you use your hands? Sure. The goal is to not, right? I'm not using my hands to spin around. And even right here, I'm using my center to, my hands and my feet are just helping the end so my center can round. And then, all right, then we're going to roll. You can hang again or roll up, grab on, and now, um, some of you have probably seen where you twist off the side, twist off the side. Jay said, yeah, he saw that. The thing about it is, it does basically the same thing I just did here, but my feet are a little more even versus like the other thing you have to be careful of is people will hit their heads because they're twisting off. Then they got to come on like I just did, and you got to clear your head on this bar. And it's like kind of, it's just like a dangerous thing. So it's just because it exists doesn't mean it needs to be taught. Um, Something else you guys can do is if you have people who struggle with their upper abs, you can actually have them practice curling up, grabbing, right? Curling up, grabbing. You can do like, right? This is hard. Enough. Yeah. All right. So then I do that a few times a week. I really think hanging is so important. If you don't think you have time to do Pilates, then you should go hang. You should hang, hang, hang. All right. Questions on half hanging, hanging. Yeah, Kristen. Uh-huh. Would it help with the reformer snake? It will obviously go hand in hand. Um, I don't think you have to have snake in your body to do it, but you do have to be able to go from flexion to extension. So if you struggle with go like if you're someone who does your extension from your neck, right, then I probably wouldn't give that to you. You have to be someone who can find extension and flexion on your own. But if you're doing teaser on the reformer, as long as you feel safe, you can totally do that, right? Because teaser on the reformer is what? Extension, flexion, extension, flexion. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. And I do think it will help snake, but also like what's cool about it is you can see how people like do they go from the center to this or do they get the head out first? Like it just kind of helps coordinate things. Why do them? Okay, that's a different so why doing them? Honestly, like if you already hang and it's going well and you don't have pain, you're the person's not nervous. Like I would never teach. So I never teach full hanging to someone who has not done half hanging and has come back and like loved it, right? Because you don't want them to be scared. Also, you kind of want if some people can get vertigo or not, like it's just you don't want them like so I like to do the half hanging because it kind of gets in there. Then we would do full hanging and it would go really well. Then if that's going really well, and I'm like, wow, they're doing great, and I know that they have a strong control of their center. Maybe we've done like I can tell when they do their side sit-ups, they have control. Or maybe you do a side sit-up, a side leg kicks on the mat, and then they lift everything up and they flip over. And they lift everything and flip over. You know, you flip from your stomach to your sides, from your side. I might challenge them because that's the exact same thing. Just like flip over, right? So it's a way to challenge people. I wouldn't give it to people who aren't ready for a challenge, but why would I give it to them? Just to give them that flexion and extension in a different plane. Yeah. And then the back bend, if someone wants to do high bridge someday on the reformer, they're going to need this, right? Because it's that push up into a back bend. Um, and so it's really, really helpful. It's really helpful. Also helps increase the upper back bend because it makes them work the upper back bend. Yeah. Does that make more sense? Yeah. Any questions, Sue, from the home front?
Yeah, Kerry has a question about disc issues. She's worried about causing more problems in her body.
I think you could do half hang. Carrie has disc issues. I mean, I'd have to like think about it, but like honestly, Carrie, if you're doing rolling like a ball, like half hang, you should be able to do. Full hang, I probably would make sure that you feel okay and that you know the difference in your body. Because, like, for example, the other day, Brad's neck was bothering him and he thought that hanging would help. And I was like, that is the worst idea for a neck issue. Like, it's so much weight on your neck. Like, it's so much gravity on the neck. Like, it's all the body coming that way. Right, but it wasn't tractioning his neck, it was tractioning his back, right? And so like what he needed was there's a massage with a towel. And I said, you should have asked me to do Joe's towel massage for the traction on your neck. Like, so what I would just say, Carrie, is like just based on all the exercise I've seen you do, I feel like half hang is safe for you. And I think if you're in no pain, I would actually say, like, what if we went and hung upside down and we just waited for we count one Mississippi. Get down there, and then you don't have to swing up. I swing everyone up because it is a fast, easy way to get you on. But if you are, because we know your flexion is struggles, you actually can walk your hands up these poles and pull yourself back on. Totally can. Yeah. Yeah. But do half hang and then make sure it feels good. It should feel nice on the lower back. It should feel really, really good to have just like that weight off. hmm Yeah. But if someone has acute stuff going on, they're currently in pain, it's not something I give them. Yeah. You also have to watch out for your diabetics, the ones that get the feet stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
There was just a comment about the fuzzy stretches from Veronica about loving the first stretch for tree.
Yeah, it's so good for tree. The second one's really good for kneeling side kicks. And so many things. Obviously, if you don't have a Cadillac, kind of hard to do them, but you can do that same series on a ladder barrel. So just know that you're not without. Yeah. Cool. Okay, we ready to keep going? Okay, so here we go. Let's do some of the pull-ups. Oh my gosh, the wind is really picking up, guys. If you're not here, you're missing out. It's like a twister. Ooh. I just want to make sure you guys can see a little bit more. Okay. So we have our big twist. All right. And your big twist and all the hanging pull up stuff. You want to have your own wingspan. Now remember, the width of my bars is quite narrow compared to most of your Cadillac. So when you're practicing these on your own, I need you to keep a mind that how wide apart these are compared to what you're working with. So if you have shoulder weakness already, or you struggle with your shoulder strength, you will want to do the hanging pull-up prep that I'm going to teach you, okay? So for big twist, you sexually stand your hands a little more in the center, not necessarily where you would hang. And then we're going to take both feet same time into the center of the bar. Get the hips up. Bring one knee in, it turns and immediately straightens, and my arms stay straight as I reach. The hips have to stay level. Knee in, reach it. So it's not like I'm trying to touch the floor unless I can with straight arms. So a lot of people like to use their arms to pull more. You're literally doing a single leg TikTok. So if I could, I would just be going like this, right? I would just be taking my leg and doing a single leg TikTok. So the your bottom hip has to be really strong. If you have weaker hips, this is not going to be the most useful for you, but it's such a good twist in the body, often called chiropractor. Really nice. Do not do it if you have lower back stuff until you know you can keep your back in the longest spine. So it's a tall back with a twist, right? It's not a side bend with a twist. Okay, then we have our hanging pull-ups. So you want to measure your forearm from the edge, okay? And then that's where you grab. And I have a really low ceiling, so my head is right there. You're not supposed to jump anyways. So you have to think like your leg springs knees to chest, that frog we do, and get them in, separate them. You go into an elephant or a teaser, right? Then you go into a plank and then into a swan and then into your pull-ups. And after three, you can come down to your next set, or you can stay up and bring your legs out from the plank. So try not to come into the elephant and then come out of it, because you want the more you can challenge your grip strength and jump out at the top, the more it's going to be in your center. They were trying to be bent. The goal is, yeah, like the goal would be like you finish your third. Woo, I'm too close. You finish your third one, and then, right, that would be the goal because you're trying to save enough to get in and out. Remember, the in and outs of exercises are an exercise, right? Okay. Um, Before I move on to the back bend one, you can prep for this. Laura, come on up. Grab the red box because you're shorter than me. I'm going to save my grip strength and you get to do it because this should be okay on your shoulder. Yeah, so we get a short box. Yep. So you guys can't see it, but we're putting a short box in front of the Cadillac. There you go, babe. All right. And short box. Okay, now put your feet on the short box and your hands on there, and then straighten your arms and bend your knees. Sort of. Just keep your feet on the box. Okay. Yeah. Now pretend to do a pull up. Push your legs to straight and bend your elbows. Yeah. So just do some assisted pull ups. Find your arms on your back. And then when you're convinced your arms are on your back and your arms are straight. So we're not going to hang off your shoulders. You're going to find that when you're sure, try to bring both knees into your chest at the same time. Okay. Bend and straighten your, yeah, today. Bend and straighten 3 more times. Jay gave me this as homework 10 years ago. And he said every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. He said, my problem is my right elbow. It still is. All right, try to bring your knees into your chest. Yeah. Ooh, that was pretty great. Yeah. See, you just have to believe in yourself a little bit. So that is going to get you to jumping your knees in and shooting them out, right? Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Yeah, you can take that back. Okay. So now that was your hanging pull-up prep. All right. So then we have just the pull-ups. And if you're like, what are all these names? You guys, Joe didn't name everything. And so things were just like named very simply. Pull-ups, hanging pull-ups. So this is like a swan. pull up, okay? So you want to measure where your elbow is again, right? And then your top of your foot is going to go on the strap. Okay. So we already know from Laura's hip, this is not an option, right? Because Laura's hips don't open like this. So you have to be someone who can reach their leg back and have this an extension. So your down stretch matters, your upstretch combo matters. Like all these things help lead to this. Okay. Now, the goal, I'm going to show you with just one leg. The goal is that I actually can come down to straight arms someday and come back up without this moving back and forth. That's the goal. My guy friends can go about 3/4 of the way and they can do it. I am a mere mortal. Here we go. Whew. Okay. So you're trying to pull your heart forward. Pull your heart forward. The more forward your heart goes, the less this moves. Okay. And by the way, if you say to people, don't move the trapeze, they can't understand what you want because they can't see it. They can't feel it. They also cannot do this slowly. They could do too fast, but like you gotta just go, oh, I see this is moving. So we need them to, something is hanging here as opposed to reach. We gotta reach more, right? We gotta reach more. So you gotta be there for them. Spotting wise, you can have their hands on their stomach, or you just do one and get out, right? One and get out. It might even be that you just hold it and get out. Yeah. Okay. Um, then we have our upside down stuff. Something I just want to make a note about. Classical Cadillacs, the bars are very rough. Not very rough. They're just buffed, I would say. They're not shiny. Okay. They're not smooth. And that makes a difference because I don't need a sticky pad. Okay. That being said, if you are working with those contemporary shiny ones, the bumpy stuff you put on the bottoms of drawers that everyone cuts to be sticky pads all the time, I find them to be a little thick for most women's hands on that situation. So one, make sure you've built up their grip strength with the hanging pull-up prep that I've showed on Laura's body. And two, I highly recommend TheraBands. TheraBands are nice and thin. You can wrap them fully around versus just that little half thing, right? You can like literally wrap it around and they kind of stick to each other. You know what I mean? So they're kind of nice and they're not too thick on people's hands. Um, Pole dancing classes sell that sticky spray. It will get on your poles. You'll have to clean it off, but like I find it to be really nice. It's just a little safer, right? We just want to make sure people feel safe here. Um, Someone in this group sent me a very horrifying video of a girl like who fell literally off. She like fell off. So also with this stuff, make sure you don't overdo what your strength can. If you feel like it's too much, come out. You can always get back into it. And I find that like I have to like stretch my hands in between, right? Okay. So with that being said, when you're doing the stuff on the top for the candlestick stuff, you want to be more in the middle. And then you wouldn't do all of these at one time, but they all come in and out from rolling like a ball. So you got to work on that rolling like a ball, that rolling stomach massage, okay? So remember, I can't jump because my head will hit the ceiling, so I have to just pull my knees in and flip over. And then candlestick, if I didn't have a ceiling, I could straighten my legs. But I like this as a prep. I can bring my knees in. I can tap this way. Some people fall out this way. It's going to be okay. You can get back into it. I can stretch into the swan. My endurance today. My hands are like, we're doing this twice in one day. So, you know how the one that I did, a lot of people are taught doing it with the slider bar and not walking the slider bar, and the bar slides. I don't really understand how that's safer than what I am doing. It feels, oh, you walk up it, but I see people all the time who like they get their feet here and then they move the bar as they go into extension. It just scares me. So, and then we talked about this morning, but I will just say, you teaching someone how to walk up it to get upside down, they will never feel like they can jump up into it. It's you're not teaching them how. So I would just like give yourself permission to just like be a child and try to flip upside down. It's not the first time you do it, like you're gonna suck at it. And then you just keep trying. You just keep trying. Like every time I do it, I'm like, how do I do this? And then you just do it. So like it's one of those exercises where you can't actually say how to do it, but it's like knees into chest and get upside down. I do this with a lot. Yeah, Laura asked how many clients I do this with. So obviously, anyone who comes to me over 40 with a shoulder injury, this is not right away. But whenever I work in a gym, the first session I have, especially with someone who thinks they lift weights, they will do hanging pull-ups. Not the back bend ones, but the tall ones for sure. Yes. Yes. And then as they start to do upside down stuff, I'm like, okay, we're going to do an upside down thing because it's cool. They can't do it in the gym and they get to use their like amazing strong strength. So my NFL players, not the linemen, like the the big, big guys, but my 225-pound ones, they loved this stuff. They thought it was so fun. And remember, Joe always ended you on something he knew you could do well and be proud of yourself. I mean, how often are you ending your clients with sessions where you're giving compliments and they are like, "Whew," right? We often are like, okay, let's end with a little chest expansion, just a little breathing. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. No, like I end a lot of my private clients with this. I have a lawyer who like she's not a gymnast and she just is like she can't believe she did it. There's something about like when was the last time you hung from a jungle gym, right? And so adults are big kids and when we give them this opportunity, and yeah, sure, like the I might like the jumping into the thing for the hanging pull-ups, I probably will help them. I'll like move this in so I know they can make it. And if they hit one foot at a time, I'm like, okay, but like we go, okay, both legs same time, right? And we'll do the hanging prep there. But yeah, I do this with more than you think because it's just as long as they have grip strength, they can do it, right? But they also have to be like they have had done rolling stomach massage. I know they can get their hips up. And I tell them, just like we got your hips up here, you can do this, right? Okay, we're not done. But thank you for the grip strength break. All right. So, and you can go into the splits. Woo, hello, ceiling. And the splits, oh, my left hamstring. And then you come down and pretend I caught it, and then you do your beats. And you'll notice that when men they'll actually land with 90-degree arms and they'll do their beats. I don't have that strength yet, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So, but those beats are really fun. It's kind of like the L sit from the push-up handles, right? So, anyways, those are your. Did I miss any of the stuff up here, Sue? We did the
I'm
splits, we did the swan, we did candlestick.
that's it. The swan. I've just got for the side for the
I didn't do the
candlestick
side
series.
stretch.
You haven't done your side stretch. You haven't done big leg circles.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So, Anne, come on up. Um, grab that red box because you're short. We're gonna give my hands a break. So the side stretch is lovely. Place the box on the short box. And stand on here. All right. Can you reach the bar? Great. Great, great, great. Okay, now take one hand over your head on the bar. Yep. And then take this hand down to your body. and then use your waist. No, no, don't lean to me. Side stretch. Woo! Just like we did with the rollback bar, right? And then use your stomach to come back to center. Bring this arm up, goes over your head, and side stretch this way. Now, I love how you're hanging a little bit off of everything. So can you show me how to do it with muscles? Okay. So this stays connected and you use your muscles to stretch. Yeah, and then pull yourself with your stomach and other arm up. And then stay connected to here and use your muscles to stretch. Yeah, it should feel like you're doing like a side sit up. Yeah, and then back up. And then other side. Keep going. One more time each way. Such a yummy end of a session exercise. And again, we can start to build up clients, right, Laura? If you're like, oh, I wish I had clients who could do this. Well, the more you do the hanging where you fake pull up and then try to bring your knees to your chest and you do this, you're building grip strength, right? She has to hold on with her grip strength. Yeah. Plenty. Rest. Thank you. So she has to build grip strength there, right? Okay, Kristen, I'm not expecting this to be awesome, but I'm also just saving my hands a little bit. So you are going to stand in front of the Cadillac. Okay, face the camera. Grab on. Okay. Squeeze your legs together. And with all the best you can, think double straight leg stretch or roll over. Try to get your toes to the bar. And open the legs in a circle. Ready? Open and circle. Turn around. Good. Again. Turn around. Keep going. Up and around. Yes, man. Up again. Up and around. Way to go. Good. Okay. There's a little clicking going on. Okay. So I want you to do the reverse. And you can only go as high as you can stay connected to your arms. Ready? And go out and around and together. And together reach. There you go. Okay. And again. Open and around. Yes, ma'am. One more time. Open and around. There you go. Woo. Rest. Thank you. How's your hands? Okay. Yeah. Do you have another thing in you? Okay. So do you see her legs weren't straight? She didn't touch the bar, but she could do it, right? And someday you're supposed to touch the bar. I know. I know. I've been working on it at the gym actually. Like I go up to the pull-up bar because there's just a little bit more room. And I like kind of do a little swing of my legs and I go, whoa, and I get my toes to the bar. They can touch. Yeah, yeah. So you can get there. Okay. So now you can stand on this a little bit, like a little monkey squat, like me. Monkey squat. Okay. You guys, I'm so sorry. We're gonna moon you a little bit, but that's okay. Ready? You're gonna take one foot to the bar. Hold on to the bar and take one foot on the bar. Yeah, you can do it. So like that. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes, man. Okay. Ready? Take both feet off, squeeze them together and lower them down. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, scary.
It's a little scary. You're gonna do it again because you did a great job. Okay. Okay. So the worst thing that's gonna happen is your feet will slip off, but your hands are not gonna slip off, right? Okay. So this Cadillac weighs a lot. You're good. You're good. Yep. Okay. Now both feet squeeze together and lower them down. Yeah. Right? That was it. Okay. So thank you. So you guys can do that with people. And if you don't have a Cadillac, but you have those Swedish bars, by the way, I have some fake one I got on Amazon. Polly's Andrea and she saw that I had them. She's like, oh, you got the Gibson ladder. I was like, no, I did not spend $600. I spent $150. And then just an FYI, they don't give you enough of the right things because you bought the cheap one. And so it did cost us a little trip to the hardware store, but like $20 later, I have the Swedish bars and it's just the wooden rungs. And you can practice this whole exact thing. You can practice the hanging pull-ups. So if you don't have a Cadillac and you don't have room for a Cadillac yet, for $150 and often even used online, you can find, they're called the Swedish bars or the Swedish gymnastics bars, right? They're from the gymnasts. And you can practice the hanging prep pull-up that I taught Laura. You can do the leg circles, and you can do what I just taught you, and you can start to practice that grip strength so that when you have access to a Cadillac, you can take full advantage. Because that's a big deal to me, right? Like maybe you don't have 6 grand and the space for this anytime soon. That doesn't mean we can't actually find ways to work up to it. Yeah. All right, Sue, any questions before I keep going?
No questions. You have monkey on a stick and spread eagle in this little section.
Yes. I hate monkey on a stick
Sorry
on this,
about
but
that.
yeah. Hmm. So Kristen asked, like, her hands really hurt. Do I build calluses? I do have calluses. I do have some. And I will say, even with them, my hands, I feel it. You just have to get a little used to this. It's gonna be a little stingy in your hands, okay? I have pull up, like these things exist. Gymnasts have them, when they're not in competitions and stuff, like practice. Yeah, I'll show you. I don't like those weightlifting gloves. I don't think that it's too thick. I haven't used these here, but they're like CrossFit gloves. Okay. And then some of them have a little hook that takes the pressure off of your wrist. But I don't know how, because these bars are a little thicker than the gym. And I have never personally tried them on here, but like you get to, it kind of, right. So like you can have this. These are nice. Oh, yeah. You could totally practice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go in the gym, get a box, put your feet on, control it down. If you only do three, do three. The other thing you can practice at a gym is those hanging pull-up prep. It's the same as at the gym, knees to chest, right? It's the same thing, just got to connect to here. And that's where that box helped. So grab one of those jump boxes, right? And then who cares if it's a little too high? Okay, stop when you need to, and then try to pick both knees up. Same time. Yep, totally. I mean, like, remember, Joe was studying the Greeks. He was doing a lot of this work. He was a boxer. So a lot of this stuff comes from that. And yes, like you can see my hands in with these. So you just have to get used to it, you know? And if you don't want to build calluses, put moisturizer on afterwards. But I take my rings off. Notice I have none of my rings on. I just have this one on. Because otherwise my rings take up too much space. Yeah. Okay. Spread eagle and monkey on a stick. Here we go. Sorry, Anne. I think I like it. I think I like it. Let's do a little there. Okay. So your Kuna board has one job. All right. And the contrology engineers are so genius. It's magnet. So great. Okay. So you can get onto it standing. By the way, you can do this with a tower. I do them all the time, sometimes on the other side of a tower. Like if it's a wall unit, it's really easy. If it's a tower reformer, I will usually stand on the other side. But you can pretty much do it. So you place your feet on the poles. Obviously, you know how to get into it standing, but I like to show you guys the other way, which is you reach your arms up and they go where they can reach with straight arms, and then you push. So it becomes a leg exercise because so many people are hanging off their arms. So then I'm here. So I find an elephant. Oh, such a good stretch in my back. Then turn the feet like I'm an ice skater. You know those figure skaters when they turn their feet all the way out and then somehow they circle around and they're in a swan? That's what this is. Hello. Make it a leg exercise and your hands won't hurt. Okay. All right. Then monkey on a stick. It comes from the guillotine. And I quite like it on the guillotine. I'll be really honest. That being said, when I did it on the guillotine, I don't know if we have it on camera, but I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And the guillotine, you're on a bar, and then you have a bit more space than what I have here for the other bar, right? And the bar is very thin. Okay. Anyways, the bar, that's where your feet are on, it rolls. Okay. So I went out, I was like, "Whoop," and then my feet just rolled on the bar. So it's a little more dangerous, but essentially you're doing a very big semicircle. Okay. And it's not my best exercise because I'm still working on not hanging. And if you go too slow, it sucks. So just know you're trying to do the biggest sail on a ship this way and the biggest round back this way. So I'm taking that spread eagle and I'm making it bigger. And you're gonna be like, oh, Leslie, shouldn't it be longer when you're out there? Probably. That's just not where my back, that's where my body is right now. If you have a balanced body Cadillac, there's a hook here in the center. Watch your face. If you're working with a slider bar, I would put it down at the bottom, to be honest, not at the top because it's gonna make this shorter. All right, we grab on, heels together, toes apart. So we round and then we reach. And then reverse. Still not my favorite, but I'm less scared of it. I used to think I was going to cause the Cadillac to fall that way. I don't know why I thought that, but like, it's just one of those things you think it's like, this is scary, it's going to flip. And it's like, no way am I going to do that. But yeah, cool. Okay, questions on any of that stuff? Sorry, Anne. All right, we're going to go to the next stretcher. All right. Anne, is your neck good? Great, come on up. Okay. Have a seat. Sit over there. Yeah, face me. Okay. By the way, if you can, hook your push through bar up here. I promise you it's not in the way. If it just hangs down there, it's always going to get hit with legs. Okay. Cool. You use a neck stretcher with your leg springs. Slide down. I know that's so scary, isn't it? It sounds a little scary, but I promise you, you're not really using the the heaviness of the leg spring. You're using the spring that's on the neck stretcher. Okay. All right. Put this on your head, around your third eye. Yep. And then hold the back with both hands like you're doing a shave. Great. Now scoot forward until the springs are taut. So they're, yes, that's pretty great. Separate your legs as wide as the mat. You can go a little wider, babe. Okay. Sit up really tall, dig your heels down, and round forward and round up. She said, oh, wow, by the way, her watch said you did it. You hit your goal. Okay, hold on. You need to keep going, but lift it, put this down a little bit more on the forehead. There you go. Both hands on. Okay, lift up tall and round forward. So, Anne, for the people at home who don't have a neck stretcher, where do you feel it? Yeah, it says she said it's making her tighten her belly and she's getting a really good stretch, but it's not in her neck. You're welcome. Round forward. I don't know. I don't know. It's not like I actually have go ahead and roll up Lori from eLevate One. She has some fusions in her spine and she's got a neck thing and she does her neck stretcher all the time because it's not actually requiring the neck to do things, it's requiring the neck to follow along. More time. Round, 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 round. Yes, lift up. Okay, take that off your head. It's just easier. Do not move your butt where it is. You're just going to turn around because the springs are already taut. So we don't have to do anything. Put that on your head. Okay, hold it in the front. Separate your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Push your heels down. Okay, make it a leg exercise. Lift up and lean back. Go, 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 go. Wow. And that was kind of impressive. That was really crazy. Yeah. No, you did a great job. And Sue Heitman, check out that what she can do in short box next time. When she does that, when you put everything together, you're pretty good. Ready? Dig those heels, lift up tall, lean back. Go, 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 go. Yes, lift up, 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 up. And again, back. Holy moly. What? Yeah? This is, I mean, it's something that everyone excels at. Come on up. Kristen wants to try. Come on up. It feels really nice. It's not about the neck. Go ahead and sit here. So put this on. Yep. Yep. Hold it in the front. Separate your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Up, 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 up. Okay, dig your heels and go. And lift. So that 90-degree rowing, the short box flat back, do you see how this actually helps? Yeah. This is what your short box flat back should feel like. Does it feel like this to you? Yeah, so homework, right? This is a your exercise. Yeah. By the way, it's like $175. Not very expensive. And Tyler? Yeah, good. Yeah. And then you guys can teach it to each other later. You can do the other one. Okay, questions on these two before I move on to another one? Hold on to it with your hands, lift up tall. No? Makes sense? It doesn't sound weird at all? Yeah. Use your legs. Come back up. Do it again. Get tall to go back. Yeah, you gotta trust it. It's like a bit of a free fall. All right, come kneeling, Laura. Kneel. Mm-hmm. And you can put it on your rollback bar setting. Put it on your head. Walk back a little bit. Okay. Separate your legs. Sit up tall, like you mentioned. Yeah. Where are you going? You're not gonna fall. Ready? Lean back. Thigh stretch. Come up. Yeah. Use your legs and thigh stretch. You know how people don't know how to thigh stretch without back bending? This like, yeah, it's so good. I mean, it's one of my favorite things. That's why it actually hangs in the living room. Yeah, it hangs in the living room all the time. Okay, ready? You're not done. So go ahead and put that on you. Careful, let's move this out because I don't want to step on it. Okay. You're gonna face away. All right, Laura. Hold it. You'll see other toes apart. Uh-huh. And then lunge forward and round. Lunge and round. Okay. So now you know what you're working with. Lunge and round. Mm-hmm. And up and lunge and round. Mm-hmm. And again, go for it. Yeah. So you know we have to work on that lower back of yours. So I want you to round there more. Yes. Fuck yeah. That's good. Get it. Okay, hold on. Put it on your head. Face me. Turn around, face me. I'll put it on your head. Hands here. Elbows up. All right, step back a little. You're a little bit leaning back. There you go. Separate your feet. Parallel. Squat down. And up. Find it. You got it. Squat down. You'll feel it. You know how you want to stick your butt out when you squat everyone wants to stick their butt out. You have to keep your head with it. Isn't it nice? Can you imagine if everyone had a neck stretcher and you could actually teach them how to squat for real? Yeah. This is contrology. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. I will say sometimes the shipping on these things is really annoying. So you want to put it with another order sometime. You had a question, Kristen? Well, for the Pilates squatting, it is. And it's just because our squats and Pilates are to help us find our longest tall back and use our legs. And what do most people do? They look down, they stick their butt out, all that kind of stuff. They stick their butt out too much, they lean back. You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing gym squats. Okay, come on up, Kristen. Put this on your head. Sure. That's fine. You're tall. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Stand up tall. Heels together, toes apart. Hmm. Okay. Now your whole body leans back. Oh, your head has to go with you. And again, lift your head up a little bit. Don't look down. There you go. Lean back. There. Push your head back with your body. Hmm. All right. Turn to the side. Heels together, toes apart. Put that on your side of your head. Yeah. Hold it with one hand. Yeah. Okay. Now, uh, make sure you're in line with yeah, there you go. Be in line with that. Okay. Then you're not, you're just going to pretend you're a typewriter and you're just going to move your head to the side. Yeah. Not your body, not your body. Yeah. Uh-huh. Without tilting your head, just your head. Sometimes you only can think about it. By the way, I can't do it. So we're just all trying here. There you go. Almost no body, just your head. Push your ear into the strap. Good. Do the other side. Yeah, it's like walk like an Egyptian. You know the song where their head goes side to side, but they're not turning their chin up and down, right? It's like if we could just go side to side. No, 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 and the body doesn't move. It's really annoying. So step out till you've got some t tension there. Hold it on the side, and then just push your ear into it. Hmm. There's a lot happening without it looking like anything's happening. This is just a neck stretcher, standing neck stretcher. What's it called? I think it's called standing next to her. I think you're doing a good job not doing it wrong. Yeah. Good. Turn and face away. So put it on your forehead, but face away from the Cadillac. And now heels the other toes apart and hold on to it. Heels the other toes apart and lean the whole body forward. The whole body has to come back up. Yeah. And the whole body goes forward. Can you get 10 toes down? Yeah. What do you feel, babe? You don't feel anything? You don't feel anything? Stand back up. All right, walk your feet forward a little bit. Heels together. All right, without looking down, you just go straight ahead. Drop your chin just a little bit. There you go. Not your eyes, just your chin. There you go. You're going in a wave. Stomach in, move your center at the same time. Mm-hmm. And rest. So what I feel when I do this, what I'm finding when I do this is like all this has to turn on so that my whole body moves as one unit. That's what I feel. It's not intense. I'm not going to have an ab cramp. It doesn't feel like I'm doing the 100. But what it's going to do is when I get to my sane arm springs and I'm going to do this movement to this movement, it helps me keep it all together. Right? Yeah. Okay. Questions on the neck stretcher?
Just have, can you do this with the tower or the springboard?
Of course, as long as you have a neck stretcher.
And then we
Yeah.
have how good it is for teaching that the neck and head follow the rest of the spine in every exercise.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's such an essential tool. I really I really appreciate what he gave us. Hold on. There we go. It's just it's a great little handy tool. And you can use some of the stuff we taught you with the magic circle will help, but it's a really handy piece, and you'll use it a lot for tech neck and things like that. All right, we're gonna do our push through bar on the side here, and I will need that red box in a second. So this series can be done on Cadillacs and some towers. It's just going to depend on the height of you and your tower, to be honest. So you'll do it on the outside. You can just put it there. Thank you. Um, the aluminum bars, I find this to be a little tricky because they don't have a flat piece for your chin. Okay. So just be mindful because I don't want anyone's face to roll on the bar. Okay. So you spring from above, heels together, toes apart, chin on the bar. And this is part of the squats, but first we just round. So my hands are on here, but they're not pulling the bar. I'm using my center. And it's not this dramatic, like, oh my God, but it is right here. Okay. Then I'm going to separate my feet parallel and I'm going to squat down. So my hands are here to make sure that the spring doesn't tip my head back, but my body is pulling the bar down. Okay. I don't do those all the time, but I really like it when I do them. They're nice. Okay. Then we have a standing push through, and it doesn't look like a lot, but just like on seated push through, there's that like moment in time where you have to like capture it all, right? That's the same thing that's going to happen here. So I'm going to reach forward. I'm in a nice tall back, no extension, but I can lean just like I did with the neck stretcher. Then I got to pull myself back onto my feet, bend my arms, straight wrists, push the bar. And that is easier than it looks easy. It is not. Then you round without sticking your butt out. Then you round back and you catch it and you lift and you bend and you reach and you roll back, right? So it looks like nothing's happening, but literally right here. Woo! Right? You got to control it. Okay. Then you flip the palms and you reach. So this is 90-degree arms, right? Like I'm going to reach, I'm going to reach, I'm going to reach over my legs. And then I got to reach it. Oh. And that tighter shoulder, the pinky side of the hand will want to lift off the bar. And I got to keep it on. All right. Then we put our safety chains on. And then a spring from below. And That, remember the kneeling bicep curl? We can do it standing. Heels together, toes apart. Reach and control it down. Reach and control it down. So it just shows you like it's just because it looks like an arm exercise. Like I got to use my center the whole time. Cool. All right. And come on up. Carefully. Have a seat underneath there. All right. Hold on. Okay, I see you, but I want to see you more. Okay. And then feet are parallel. There we go. All right. Put your hands on the bar. Palms face away from you. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Push into your feet. Now reach your arms up. And then bend your elbows. Again, reach. So, and do three more, but instead of showing me how much your shoulders can go in your ears, show me it's a leg exercise. Use your legs more. Legs to push it up. Yeah. Do it again. Now rest for a second. You do three more. When you bend your arms, you have to stay as tall as you were when your arms were straight. So up. Now show me how tall you can stay. And up. How tall can you stay? And up. Better. There you go. Nice. You can flip your palms and you can reach it up. And stay tall as you bend. There you go. Use your legs. And again. I love this series because like maybe they're not ever hanging, but I can start working their arm back connection, their grip strength, all of that. All those different positions right there. Turn to one side, turn to face the camera. So we always want the spring behind them, right? So now take your left hand on the bar. And push the bar up. And again, push it up. Yeah. Push it up. Woo! Way to go, babe. How's that feel? All right. Yeah, she says it's better when she uses her legs in her center. Well, it's a good thing you're doing Pilates, right? So turn around and we change the spring so that the spring is always behind her in case anything happens. All right, other side. Oh, this is a different side. Can you use your legs some more? Great. Questions on that series? Thanks, Anne. Sue, do we have any questions on the home front?
No questions on this one.
1 second, Laura. No, Sue, we're good?
No, you're good.
Thank you. All right. Yeah.
I had a question.
Hold on. Whoever's on the computer, don't lose your question. Laura, keep finishing. I'll repeat it. So Laura is asking if you can do it on the matte side of the Cadillac because her Cadillac is pushed up against the wall and there's no way to do it. What a shame. Yeah, I just think it's a super big shame and ish you can do it. People do, contemporary people do it all the time. I promise you it's an arm exercise only because you can't use your legs. So personally, what I do, I would turn the Cadillac, shove it in a corner and get enough space. You don't need too much. Just be able to just for the enough room from their feet in front of the short box is what you need. So like I really, really would. Because you're probably not going to do the chin thing with them because it's a metal bar, but you could do the squats and then you can sit. So I would just get them on some wool sliders and or some disc sliders and just pull it and then push it back. That's what I in my small studio is on wood floors and I move my Cadillac all over the place. I just put them on felt on the bottom and I could just pull it and slide it back and push it. Kathy Grant would do the same thing. So it's really okay that a space is small. It's just unfortunate when they like put it in a way that you can't use that end because there's stuff on the end, you know? Yeah. Um, okay, who is at home?
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
Just some details. For the standing push through, do you do that one with the palms facing both in and away from the body?
Standing with the spring from above, I do both in and away from the body. From the spring from below, I just do palms up. You could do it palms down, but it's just a little awkward. So spring
And
from
then,
above, both. Spring from below, one.
and then with the chin for the first one with the ab flexion, do you do palms facing down when you're holding that bar, or palms in?
Yeah, like a chin up.
Palms in. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, like a chin up. Yeah. Yeah, just because you have, it's a bit more safe, right? Like if anything happens, like I'm right here. So yeah. Yeah, it's good. Anything else, guys? So with this group, I should only have the standing leg springs and standing arm springs left, right?
Yes, correct. Standing leg springs, standing arm springs,
Okay.
standing rollback bar.
Yep. That makes sense. Yeah. Good catch. Okay, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. It's a quarter after the hour. Let's take a 10-minute bio break and then we'll come back and we'll do those exercises. So 25 after the hour, wherever you are. Okay. That's fine. All right. So we were just talking about, so we might get done with all the standing stuff today. So you've been watching the morning, they have a bunch tomorrow. And it's because like we were talking about how like the girls who are like, I've been watching the morning group and I don't normally do that. And they ask really good questions. And I just want to say, like, um, no question is silly. No question is dumb. You're allowed to ask. You don't apologize. It's not gonna, if I think we're gonna be slowed down, I will say, let's hold on to that. But I trust me, this is the fifth year I've done this, and we're doing two at a time. I'm pretty good at understanding how much time we have for things. So we are gonna do about um 25 minutes of exercises, which if we finish, then we finish. Then we're gonna do breakout rooms. And the goal is because I want you guys to practice teaching these with each other, probably different people than you normally partner with. We'll see what Sue's put together for you. Because that way I can see what we need to re-go over. What setups are you misunderstanding? What are you unclear on? Because I don't want you to have to wait till the next Q&A call. To, you know what I mean? I want you to have plenty to work with. So bug me more. Okay. All right. Laura, come on up. So we're going to start, Laura, with some standing leg springs. So we're going to get this leg spring thing out of the way. Um, would you say you hike a lot? Yeah. So I'm going to have you use my heavy arm springs. Okay. All right. So whenever you do standing leg springs, you want to use both of your springs. Some people get real lazy and they just use one. Do not use your springs asymmetrically. Use them, right? So, and will you turn that computer so I can see it? Sorry, thank you. So also remember how I was like pretty adamant that I like a side through? That is because That's perfect. Thank you. When you're standing facing the Cadillac, you want to use, stay facing this way. You want to use the spring that matches your leg. Okay. And it's on the side so that it helps, right? It's not narrower than you. Like it's going to be on the side. Okay. So now, Laura, go ahead and put your right foot in that strap just around the arch of your foot. Perfect. Stand facing your lovely gallery. Okay. So this foot's going to stay on the floor. Okay. This foot is actually going to stay on the floor. Your strap foot is going to stay on the floor. All right. Hold on. I'm just going to make, we're probably not going to be even, but you don't want to be too dramatic. Okay. I like to bend my standing leg just a little bit so I'm in my butt. All right. So now, Laura, slide that foot along the floor out. Yep. Slide it in. Lift up tall, slide it out. Slide it in. Yeah, it's not how far out you move it, it's how much you do. It's like standing splits on the reformer, right? Even that left leg isn't moving, both legs are pushing apart. You probably will feel this in your left leg more. Perfect. You're doing a great job. Yeah, if you feel it more in the standing leg, you're doing a great job. Okay. Now, Laura, it's a fun turn. It's a fancy turn. Okay. You're going to turn towards the loop like this. Okay. Just like that. Lift the foot up. That's interesting.
No.
Yeah. This foot. Ready?
Oh, like
Yep. Keep going. Turn. Go the other way.
it's wrong.
There you go. Lift your foot up and turn. Go. Yep. Hold it. Kind of. Kind of. This is why you can't talk Pilates into a body. Ready?
Oh.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. So that the strap stays on her foot. Okay. All right. So a lot of you are taught to do this around your ankle. Don't do it on your ankle. Just like the neck stretcher connects the head to the body, this connects the foot to the body. So now stand tall, Laura. Slide that right foot across your midline now. So your left foot might be back a little bit and your right foot might be a little bit forward. And then with a toe pointed. Yeah. And she's doing a great job holding that foot along the floor. A lot of people like to lift it up and make it about the foot. She's also not sickling the foot, so that's really good. Yeah, and she should be feeling this in her left leg more. Now, the one thing I'm seeing, Laura, is as your leg goes out, you relax your body. See how tall you are? Say this tall as your leg goes out to the side. And then in. Uh-huh. And then in. Yeah. Okay. Now, Laura, turn to face the Cadillac. Uh-huh. And then flip your toes under. Yes. Okay. Be on the top of your foot. Sort of. You lost your strap. But yep. Now turn your foot. You're gonna ruin your pedicure. Yes. Some people's feet will even cramp. Yep. Sounds like she needs it. All right. So put your hands on your hip points, on your frontal hip points. Lift them up. Great. Slide the top of your foot back as far as it can go and pull it in. This is so great for like getting your body ready for those pull-ups and the hip extension, but also if you struggle with knee stretches, do you see how the leg is doing this? Down stretch. Yeah, now bend your knee, pick your foot up, do not lose the strap, just pick it up like a flamingo. Okay, now push your whole leg back in this shape. Yes, and bend it in. And again, push it back. Yep, and bend it in. And again, push. I have my standing leg is soft because it helps me get my glute on more, me personally. You don't want to have the knee locked, right? Good. Take that strap off. Repeat it on the other side. Show them what you remember. Um, Tracy, you asked about something on the tower or the springboard. What can you reply back to what exercise that was? Because I don't know if I answered that question. Slide that foot. Yeah, yes. But you're really feeling it in your standing leg. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel it deep in my hip personally, like a deep hip. Yeah. Go the other way. Go towards the spring. There you go. Keep going. Yeah, you got to be dramatic about it. There you go. Yep. But the standing inner is working more than you'd think. Yeah. Yes. Can you do this on a one on the springboard? It's a little too high, but yes, you can. You also, if you have the slider bar, so this is for Laura's question about that tiny private room, pull the slider bar down to 2 inches above the mat. And you can do it standing on here. Just be careful of the squishiness of your mat, right? If it's super squishy, people can lose their balance. And I don't want them to hang off their hands. They can use a gondola pole here if they want to as well, but I don't want it to be like their arms are holding them up. Yeah. I love this. Uh-huh. I do this weekly because it's so important that we balance our hamstrings, inner thighs, outer hips with our quads. And it's just a really good exercise for me. She's using the heavy arm springs. She could probably also use the regular arm springs. Short yellows would be fine. The blue might be a bit heavy, but feel free to try if you think you're really strong. And then eventually, yes, you would use your leg springs. I just can't use my leg springs. Oh, the arm springs are easier than the leg springs. Yeah. Yellow, short yellow. Ideally, you use grays. No, of course you have gray. It's part of the Centerline Connect collection. You have to especially order it. It's on the website. You can do it. My client, I got her to get that one. Yeah. The red is going to be too heavy, way too heavy, because it's not about the leg pushing the spring. It's about the standing leg, right? And you got to get taller, right? So it's some people go, I got to get heavier. That's a gym thing, right? You got to use the spring that matches your body, right? So yes, sometimes I insist on a heavier spring because it's more supportive, but you'll never see me say, I want you to use the heavier spring because I want you to power it out, right? So with this series, if that got easier for them, if it felt like it wasn't doing anything, yes, I could use a heavier spring, but not so heavy that it's overpowering the person. So most people, because they sickle their foot, they lock their knees out, they stick their butt out. No, it's very rare that I ever put someone on a leg spring. Most people are on arm springs or heavy arm springs. Yeah. Cool. Questions about this series? Okay. Sue, any questions back there? And then Tracy, what was that referring to? Oh, I did. Oh, the neck stretcher. Okay, great, great, great. I'm glad I answered that. Perfect. Like
No
to
questions.
Great. Okay. All right. Um, let's do our rollback bar stuff. Okay. So, Anne, come on over. And we will hook our rollback bar on the bottom outside hook. And you're going to hold this. And there we go. Okay, hold on to that, please. Okay, so this is the zipper. Okay, so heels together, toes apart. Hold it like this. Okay. Have you ever seen like water pumps? Okay, so you are going to pull this up, but the up is not the point. It's the water pump down. Okay, so you'll go elbows up and down. That's the funniest face. She made a face like I made her eat something gross. Okay, so do that again. But remember what we talked about with the push through bar? Can you lift your elbows up without your shoulders? Okay, ready? Use your legs. More legs, less shoulders. Elbows up, shoulders down. Yes. Just so you know, every time I say elbows up, you guys, side to side, I think of that like a Cholo song. Less here. You're doing that from here. So I don't care how high it comes up. I care how much you can push it down. Much better. Yeah, again. So good. Yeah, so good. Okay, flip your palms. Take it a little wider than you. Okay, separate your feet parallel. All right, this is called a bicep curl. And it's less about this, okay? You're gonna go like this, okay? Like like you're lifting it up. Oh, that's to you. Serve the platter to me. Ready? Bend your elbows and then lift the platter up. Yeah, keep lifting your elbows up. Yeah. It's okay. Ready? Legs. Use your legs. Bend your arms. And up. Yeah, getting better, getting better. So everyone wants to do this because it's called bicep curl. You get it up, and then you're trying to go up. And by the way, it's so hard. One of my girlfriends weighs like 80 pounds, and she can slay this, and it's fucking frustrating. Yeah, because like we should be able to do this. So here we go. Use your legs, stomach. Yeah, this arm is stronger. Yeah, cool. So that's your zipper and your bicep curl. Okay. All right. So we're going to unhook it. And now you're going to put it on your standing arm spring hook. The hardest is over. Okay. All right. So now grab the bar. Uh-huh. Heels to the other toes apart. And chest expansion. Pull it to you. Look. Okay. Now, if we did kneeling chest expansion, I'm probably not going to do standing chest expansion unless I want to end her on a high note. Like, oh my God, we just did a lot and she's feeling like she can't do it. Then I'm going to give her something she's really good at. But it's actually easy and you can scoot back a little bit. So the bar is easier than the handles because it can only go to your hips, right? The handles have to go past your hips. Do it again. Pull it to you and look both ways. Ah, that's making you work a bit more. That looks like it's work. Yeah. Do it again. Straight wrist, reach down. All right, Anne, now I want you to add the heels. So as you pull the bar to you, your heels lift up and together. And control it down. Yeah. Time it. Yeah. Again. Great job. Um, single leg. So I start with my heels together. And then reach one foot behind you with a pointed foot. Yep. Okay. Pull the bar down, lift the heel up. No, don't do that. No, it's just a chest expansion. It's the same thing. Why are you so low? Lift up. There you go. Okay. And then reach arms forward. So can that leg be longer? Yep. And then maybe you get closer. So ready? Reach your arm back, your leg back, excuse me. And then try to pull that bar to you. Yep. Do it again. Can you lift this left heel up? No looks. Lower your heel. Do it again. Lift the heel up. Yeah, this is good homework for Anne because of her knees. Go ahead and switch. So she's open the front of her hip. So we're not going to take the leg so far back you're in your lower back, okay? That was a little high, right? So it's almost like the top of your foot touching the floor. Yes, there you go. Yep. And again, reach. One more. Love it. Stand inside. Put your hands in the center in front of your face. Okay, heels the other toes apart. Salute. Reach up and down. You're not really in the center. There you go. All right. So bend your elbows and you were to come this way. There you go. And then reach up like shaved. So don't move your body, just your arms. Just your arms. Okay, so maybe step back. Yep, there you go. And reach. Yeah, from your body. Yeah, there you go. Okay, separate your hands as wide as your shoulders, or maybe as wide as the bar. Yeah, a little wider is fine. Okay, now, ready? Lean into the action. Okay, push your arms to straight. Okay, push your arms to straight. Bend your elbows. Look at these push-ups. Now, can you do them without moving your body around? There you go. This is good for Anne because whenever she's long stretch, she likes to lift her butt up. Okay, this one is going to be hard. Okay, so I need you to control it. Otherwise, you're going to fall backwards. Okay, you're going to push forward. Then you're going to lift your arms up like rowing three. Lower your arms down, bend your elbows. Look at, we can start to teach rowing three. And we're not seated with hip flexors freaking out, right? Reach. I made it up. I think it's called the push up or the arms up and down. Sue, what do I call this?
In my notes, you just up and down.
And yeah, Sue says in her notes it's just up and down. Yeah. Roll back bar, up and down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fun. Okay. So, Sue, there's a lunge also with the roll back bar, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ready?
Lunge from the chest.
Yes. Lunge from the chest. It's a perfect name. Ready? We're going to lunge out, push. Okay. Slide your foot back, control the spring. Okay. So lunge, push, slide back. So get those arms forward. Ready? Lunge, push, slide it back. Yes. Lunge, push. It's supposed to slide on the floor. You can step out, slide in. Step out, slide. I love her arms to get straighter, but she's controlling it. But trust those legs more. That's the theme for you today. Do you realize that? When you trust your legs, you're stronger. Step to the center. There you go. One more time each side. Slide it back. So teaching people the staying arm springs with the rollback bar first is better than arm springs. Why? Because we have a closed chain. So if there's a weaker side, all the staying arm spring stuff is going to build from this. So you want to teach them with the rollback bar first before you do with the handles. Okay, guys? All right. Squats. Turn around. Hold it wide. Palms up. Lift your elbows up like you're doing that bicep curl. So bend your arms. Bend them, step in, get your arms up. There you go. Okay. Squat down with your arms up. Yeah. Good. Squat down with your arms up. Not bad for some of those knees there, Anne. Look at you go. Snap, crackle, pop. One more. All right. We're not going to do the single leg with you. Okay. But don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. Get your heels together. Flip your palms. Hold the bar wide. Round forward. Push the bar to the floor. Reach it. Now, reach it to your ankles. Pull it toward your ankles. Reach it forward. Roll up. Stand up tall. Remember that kneeling push down? Where do you think it came from? Here we go. Round forward. Reach for the floor. And then pull to your ankles. Round here. And reach it forward. And roll it up. Do it again without your shoulders. Again. Pull it to you. Pull it to you. Yes. And then round up. Good. Okay. And then she could do the combo. She could turn her feet out, flip her palms, squat down, hug her heels together, round forward. It's not as graceful as handles, but we can practice it. Okay. All right. Ready? So I'll be here with you. So you're going to have your feet parallel and apart, arms up. You'll squat down. You keep everything together and hug the heels together, flip the palms round, palm up, open the heels. Separate your heels, elbows up, squat down. Lift up, squeeze your heels together. Flip your palms. You have to do one at a time. And then round forward. Pull it to your ankles. Roll up. Flip your palms. Elbows up. Squat down. Elbows up. Yep, like a cholo. Flip the palms. Round forward reach. Yeah, roll it up. Cool, right? So it's not as graceful as when we use the handles, but we can teach her it now with this bar. And her goal is like, how much can I keep it together? Right? How can I make it go from parallel? Hold on where they can see me. So I'm going like this to this without it being a big deal. So it's in my hips, right? Yeah. Okay. No, they're just gonna flip. Yeah, you're done. I can demo it. She did a great job, guys. But the squat, we didn't do a single leg, so I'll do this. This is your squat. You're going up and down. I go because I can. Hmm. But when I do single leg, then that's as low as I can go. So try to get your leg the level of your hip. Like it's a little stronger. Oh yeah, it's like a pistol squat. And then the lunge, she did it. She just has to, it just needs strength. It's going to be a lunge, push, and you can add the lift up and down if you want, but just make sure it's on purpose, right? You're just lunging. It's getting us ready for like the neck stretcher one, and stuff like that. Yeah. Did I miss one? That was it, right?
You've also, oh, sorry, yes, there's a question about the height of the arm spring hooks.
We talked about this in the setup, guys. The height of your arm spring hooks is on a classical, we got one spot. Anyone else, you put it at your shoulder height or just a little bit higher. That's what it is. So it's very simple. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Arm springs.
Leslie,
Yeah.
you haven't finished. I'm so sorry.
What am I have left with this?
You have shave.
Oh, she did shave.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice.
Yeah, she
Sorry.
did shave. Yeah, it's I don't think that I think I'm too tall. We gotta turn this up.
And the side arm and the long back arms.
Oh, you're right. We gotta do those. You gotta do those. Okay. So shave is not really like you wouldn't do shave with this bar very long, guys. It just kind of, again, it's a closed chain and it allows the hands, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit more controlled than like the handle. So it kind of just helps things out. Sidearm.
Yeah.
All right. In, up, out, in. It's just your long back arm to the side. And it's annoying because you're going to lose tension. If I step out further, then I have to work harder to bring it in. And I got to work without the tension, right? All that stuff we talk about, finish the exercise. So even though I have no tension, it shouldn't look like I'm getting tension when I do, right? So that's your sidearm. And it's a really annoying one. Oh, because I need it. Sidearm. And then standing long back arms. So heels together, toes apart, in, up. And that's a little easy for me, so I can go. Same motion, but if you can't do the seated one, it gives options. If the kneeling one is too deep for your chest, it's nicer. I actually think the standing one is more accessible than the other two. Yeah, Kristen. Long back arms. What do you think? Come on up. Hold on the inside. Maybe. So pull it to your back. Bend your elbows. Pull it up to your back. Push it down to your heels. Reach it back. Lift it up. Yep. Keep going. Move your body. Move it back. Move it behind you. Reach behind you. Yep. So you're doing two different directions at the same time. So just draw one circle. Yep. Mm-hmm. No, reverse it. Go down and in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what exercises on the mat have our hands behind our backs? Yes? Mm-hmm. 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 And one more. Right. Okay. What about on the reformer where when do we have our hands behind our back? No, behind your back. Yeah, rowing. So this is building people up for rowing. What about stomach massage? Mm-hmm. What about tendon stretch? Yeah. So to answer the question, what is this for? Jay's response would be the body. Okay. My response is like, what is this teaching? Okay. So it's forcing us to work in all these directions behind our back. Double leg kick is way up here, but then it goes here and up. Stomach massage, arms back is back here. Hip circles here, right? Leg pull here. Tendon stretch here. So it's helping us open the front, but from the strength of the back. I could have you stretch your shoulders all day like this. We don't need an exercise. But without support back here, what do we have? We just have an overstretched shoulder. So the long back arms are essential. That's the wind. The long back arms are essential to you teaching people, getting them ready for, first of all, the exercises that they struggle with, and then getting them ready for future exercises where their arms are behind their back. Yeah. Double leg kick. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So she mentioned like she struggled with this exercise, but she also struggles with her exercise. Her arms are behind her back. So I think one, you have to learn the exercise. I'm not going to correct the things that were going on because you gotta get it moving. And then from there, then it's like, okay, we can start correcting you where we need to. But you, as you started to feel the springs and find in your body, you started fine tuning it yourself. And the standing one might be better for you than the kneeling one. I wouldn't give her the seated one right now because it's really quite hard. She's got to sit out of her hip flexor, sit up really tall, and move it. Cool. Any questions on the long back arms or the side arm?
We have, what's the difference between shave and salute?
Um, Whenever you hear salute, it means the hands are in front of the head. And shave, the hands are supposed to be behind the head, but obviously with the bar, we can't do that. So even though I called it shave, it's salute. Don't worry, guys. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, yeah. Salute is in front and but shave, the goal is to be behind the head. Okay. Anything else? I got them all right, Sue. I did it.
Leslie, you got them all.
Wonderful.
You
So
killed it.
I killed it. That's amazing. We are going to save the standing arm springs for tomorrow, because it's almost 6, and I actually want you guys to practice everything we learned because otherwise you're just back in being a teacher and just like becoming a sponge, and then we don't integrate it, and then you're constipated, right? Information without integration is constipation. So do do we have some breakout rooms that we do you need help with that? Are we ready to go?
I think I'm ready. Mm.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen, you guys. Um, I got 3 here. So you guys are gonna put in rooms. So my 3 here will be in their own situation. And then Sue's got you guys going. If anyone here is from the morning group, you'll just be with whatever group. It's okay to practice with them too. All right, you guys are going to have 20 minutes on this first round to practice teach. Now, some of you don't have access to a Cadillac, so the goal, hopefully by random, is that at least there's a Cadillac in every group. So fingers crossed we did that. I think so. I think only Sarah and Christine are without a Cadillac and Carrie. So Sue, just double check that Sarah, Christine, and Carrie are not in the same group. Okay. All right. So you'll we have 20 minutes. Take turns teaching each other exercises. Please don't teach exercises you teach all the time. Teach the ones you don't, because I want to make sure that we have the setups. I want to make sure we have the rhythms. I want you to practice, trying to teach it without too many words, right? All that kind of stuff. So at 20 minutes after the hour, we'll come back, we'll answer questions, and then we'll use the same breakout rooms to go again. And then also do me a huge favor. I know it's end of the day. I know you want to talk about your life and the studio you work at and how you can't teach it like this. Please save that for when we're together in a group. Do not do this in the breakout. Practice, teach. Okay. All right. I know what's going on. So go ahead, Sue.
Yeah. Any problems, please press the thing that says help so I can change it up if I need to. Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Here we go. Make it a leg exercise, babe. There's no try. Don't bend your elbows. Straight arms. Straight arms. So I think you're trying to use your arms too much. You got to use those legs, babe. Yeah. Hi, guys. Well, for now, you get to come back. No, we bring you back because we want to. First of all, I think we might mix up the rooms a little bit if we can, because I know we have like 4 in each room, so we might, depending on if there's enough Cadillacs. But how's it going?
We
Go ahead,
have a
Vera.
question. Vera, it might be the same question. We have a question of where our feet should be in breathing. Like, I know exactly.
Yeah. So your heels are together, your toes are apart, and you're not hooking the feet around the strap because, in theory, you should be able to hold onto yourself there. Now, those of you using those fuzzy straps, good luck. People will slip out of those. But if you're just using a regular canvas strap, they should be able to just stand on the back of their heels, no problem. Yeah. Was that the question, Vero, or a different one? Okay, different one.
Well, one is a question, one is an observation.
Okay, great.
Question. So Amy's apparatus sits lower to the ground. So
Mm,
when we were finishing up, we were doing the standing roll back bar, fold forward, push the bar down to the floor, pull the bar
mm-hmm,
in. So
mm-hmm.
um, when she has it at just shoulder height, it's like way too loose and low.
Her
So we had
springs
her,
are really long, is the
and they're
difference that
really
I'm
long.
seeing.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you have
both things.
shorter springs? They're so long.
Yes, I have my arm springs on and they're super long. I should put my rollback springs
Oh yeah,
on.
they should be your rollback bar ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's I
That
think
makes sense.
it doesn't matter that it's the height of her bed because it's the same, it's just the shoulder height or a little higher, but it's her spring length. It's just really long.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
What
And
was
then
your
the other thing,
observation?
the observation is just I'm being reminded of like this plethora of exercises that I haven't visited in so long. And like it's so funny how we just fall into these patterns as instructors of like we
Mm-hmm.
kind of go to the ones we always go to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many things here that I have not taught in so long. Like, and I feel like I've been missing out and my people have been missing out because I haven't
Yeah.
been pulling from the repertoire. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, just have to get comfortable with all of it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that observation. Oh, is that Gilbert? Is that my favorite? Um, Kristen agrees. Anyone else like kind of think that way? Yeah, Christine.
And a question, quick, on that combo, the one where you pull in, my group we were discussing, you round forward, you pull in. Do you then just roll up, or do you take it away from you and then roll up?
Take it away.
Okay.
Take it away.
In, out, up. Okay.
And just so you know, you just did that with bent elbows the whole time. So
Oh, well, I'm sitting in a chair. I was
in
going to
your
hit
space.
the chair.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Vera, I love that observation. I think this is a whirlwind of a weekend of exercises. I mean, the mat, you guys got 38 mat exercises and some props, right? A lot of prop exercises. The reformer was like 80 exercises, right? We have over 115 plus the pedal. So I get that it's a lot. And I know like if you're like Sarah and you're not walking on your Cadillac, it can just feel kind of like overwhelming. But ask people, those of you who are not on a piece of equipment, make sure when you're in these breakout rooms, ask them, where do you feel this? Because if that doesn't make sense to you, we can talk about it together as a group, right? We can look at the body move and we can see what's going on. Or you'd be like, oh wow, I want to feel like that, right? So that's for those of you who are like not at moving, if you can't figure out what that would feel like, ask people. Ask them where are they feeling it, you know? Yeah. Anything else? Like, I want to make sure. Any other questions, aha moments, wonders?
Okay.
Yeah, Christine.
Um, I'm just excited to get home and just live on my Cadillac for the next 3 weeks, and to get all my clients. And like I told you, I'm doing those teacher classes, and I just can't wait to get my teachers together and just blow their minds with all this Cadillac reps.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and here's the thing, like you guys are not allowed to stop doing your mat and reformer, but you can do a 1 rep mat and go, okay, what consistently felt out of whack, right? We know with Laura, she has a tighter back. So I'm not going to just assume it's always going to be like that. But at the end of the mat, she goes, whoa, my back felt better. Then challenge yourself on the Cadillac, right? Oh, my back felt really tight. Okay, then what will open her back up here, right? What about her shoulders? We know they love to be here. She's gotten so much better. So what would maybe she before she does her mat, maybe she's like, okay, I'm gonna do some arm springs, right? I'm gonna do some roll back bar. I'm gonna do maybe I do some chest expansion and some thigh stretch, maybe do some push through, and then she does her mat, right? Like, and she gets a test. Oh, actually, I wish I'd done some leg springs too. Then she can add that. Your exercises we talk about all the time, the exercises are just for you. A lot of them are going to come from the Cadillac first. Yes, there'll be chairs and yes, there'll be barrels, but this, and so the more you guys can, yes, like Christine, live in it for 3 weeks, but also live in it while testing the waters with your mat and reformer. So it's kind of like having a really good base for a soup. And then you're like, okay, what if I make it cold? What if I make it hot? What if I put this chicken in? What if I do this? Right? That's what I want you guys thinking about and really getting excited about. So there'll be days where all you do is Cadillac, but then there should be days where you do matte Cadillac, reformer Cadillac, Cadillac reformer, Cadillac matte. And I know you're thinking, I don't have the time. You have 15 minutes. You have time. And 15 minutes of Pilates is more than 15 exercises, right? So yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. Anything else? Yeah,
So I
Tracy.
have a question.
Yeah.
So I know some of us like work for the franchise and we're trying to transition out, or at least I'm trying to transition out. So as far as like teaching classes, like a lot of the stuff from like the Cadillac, I did a springboard workshop and I took it in. But I feel like I'm so disjointed with everything because I try to do the classical flow, but there are parts that I can't do. I do the Cadillac work. So what would you say as far as just like keeping your teaching skills, but I feel like I'm going nowhere with, just because you have a group of people, so you can't really take them, you can't really make their exercises.
Yeah, you can. It's
Okay.
not personal. It's not Tracy's and Melissa's, right? But it is, I, this is how I teach when I'm at CP. I start with on the reformer and we do footwork. And then from footwork, I can tell and 100, I can tell, are people listening to me? Right? Are they listening? Are we on the same page? Like, did I tell them 8 and some people are done early or fast? Like, I just kind of, you just get a vibe for the class. Then that helps me dictate, like, what am I doing in the class in the reformer? And then I'm watching and I go, oh, it's interesting. Their elbows keep walking out. I keep wanting to talk about their shoulders. Keep wanting to do this. Okay, so then what on the springboard would help with what I wish, like, I find myself wanting to correct the whole time? That is the class is your exercise. Oh,
Okay.
they're extending their knees, they're pushing with their back, no one's rounding an elephant. They're crashing the carriage. When they do their footwork, it's knees down, it's knees down. Okay, so what on the springboard would teach the fast, right? So you still can, and I hear you. Let me trust me. I have been sent the no fly list whenever I teach at a CP, and I'm like, why the fuck won't we do this? It's so important for them. Like, ugh. And also, like, those fucking short boxes piss me off. Like, they drive me crazy. They're too big. They're in front of the shoulder blocks. No one's getting anything out of it. Trust me, I feel you. Pick and choose your battles, and then always go at everything with what can I do? What is possible with this moment? Right? What's possible? And this is, you guys, this came from 6 weeks into teaching. I had to sub for a teacher. She told me the client has asymmetries like everyone else, and the client had one leg. And that's fine. But also, thank God, I don't know what I probably would have spazzed out for 6 hours if I had known. So I had to go, okay. So I asked her, where do you normally start? And she said, we usually start on the Cadillac. I said, great. And then I was like, okay, what can she do on the Cadillac? Right. And I was like, well, we can do arm springs. Right. We did that. And then I was like, okay, what else can she do? 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 So for you, that same thing. And that's everyone here, whether you work for a franchise or we have people who work for not franchises, but still class spaces. Like Melissa doesn't work at the franchise, but she certainly works at a place that's got a bunch of A2s that are closing the springs themselves and crashing around. So the question you have to ask yourself is, first of all, ugly is okay. Keep it safe. Okay, now that I've been watching for 40 minutes, what consistently ugly thing was happening? So we know from watching Christine's body, she's got weird shoulders. Okay, she's got these funky shoulders, right? So I already know that I could even start Christine connecting to her back on the Cadillac and then move to the reformer. But let's say I didn't know Christine. She's in my class and she's there, and I got Laura there with her funky shoulders, got Anne in her funky left shoulder, and I'm looking and we're doing things, and I find myself going, gosh, their shoulder, like that shoulder's doing this. They have different funkies. They have different needs. But I can put all of them on arm springs. We can do lying down arm springs. We can do standing arm springs. And yes, I might be limited on the fly list, but I can still do that, right? I can go, okay, we're not on the chairs, but I can put people on the chairs for 5 minutes and go, okay, what would connect their arms to the back on their chairs? So where you guys have to challenge yourself, and this is where you're having a hard time, and I'm seeing it all of your assessments, is across the board. You're not taking in the full picture. You're looking at the exercise as if it's its own thing, right? You're looking at what's wrong in that 100, and now you're correcting what's wrong in that coordination, and then you're correcting what's wrong in that rowing, but you're not giving yourself permission to just watch. Oh, it's interesting what's going on in her 100. She's doing it. Oh, she's doing it again in her coordination. There it is again in the rowing. Okay, well, we can maybe say something, or we can go, what exercise would teach that? And one of the things that I we used to teach when I was a teacher trainer, the thing that I actually, which is one of the reasons why I still send people to Equinox when they want to be when they're brand new, and they're like, I want to be a teacher. I'm like, go here. One of the things they had to do on every single exercise is what could go wrong here. So let's just start with the 100 on the mat. Starting at the head, what typically goes wrong in the 100 with the head? Just shout it out. Just unmute and shout it out. Hmm? It moves. It bounces around. What else can go wrong? What's going on with their head? It's not high enough. Okay, what else? What else can go wrong with the head?
Jamming the chin into the neck.
Chin into the neck. Or what's the opposite of that? Yes, Amy, looking up. They're like, they're like, right. Okay. So in all of those, what's not working? The center.
Their upper, yeah.
They're not they're not curled up from their center. Okay. So then let's go down. What can go wrong in the with the arms? In the 100, what goes wrong? They
They're not
come
using
from
their
the
arm back.
they're not using their arm back. That's right. And how do we what does that look like, Tracy, when they're not using their arm back connection? What does that usually look like?
The carriage shakes violently back and forth.
Yep, carriage is going back and forth. What else does it look like? Whether Matt or a farmer, Laura said it. The palm, like the hands are going like this. What else goes on? What else? What's a sign we can see that they're not using
Shoulders
their arm
rolling
back?
forward.
Shoulders are all the way up.
Yes, yes, they're like this. I'm around. I did it. Right? Okay. So we know they're not using the arm back connection. So then, okay, the thing we can ask ourselves is, well, not using their center, what exercises on the Cadillac help with that on a round shape? The rollback, right? That's going to be really great. Or we can even do the arm springs 100, right? Oh, the arm back connection. We can teach them arm springs, right? So, okay, now what usually goes wrong towards the lower half of the body? What happens with the lower back in the 100 often?
Arching off the mat.
Arching off the mat. Yep. What's not on if their lower back is arching off the mat?
They're
Glutes are not on.
fast.
What else? They're fast. Exactly. What else?
Their center, their abs.
Correct. Their whole center is not on. Everything's off, right? So then on the Cadillac, what would help teach that fast connection?
Leg springs.
Leg springs, single leg with a cross. Breathing, right? Breathing is a great way for us to roll through their back. Yeah. Okay. So now what usually goes wrong with the legs besides the fast? What goes on in the knees or the ankles or the feet in the 100? It happens all the time. We see it all the time.
Like go on vacation, they're not activated.
Their legs, exactly. And so that looks like feet are hanging, legs are apart, knees are bent, right? So we can do our leg springs again. You see, it's okay if the answers repeat themselves. We can do roll back, we can do push through, we can do standing leg springs. So if you can, so the point of that exercise for those new teachers was to just actually preemptively think about what could go wrong here. Okay. And then if that's going wrong, what does that tell me is not working? And then what exercises do I have access to? So going back to Tracy's thing where you're feeling limited, what exercises do I have access to that could teach that? And so if I know I'm going to teach a level 1.5, and I already know because they come in with their shoulders like this. Depending on what the description of the class is, if I'm not limited to it, I'm going to start them maybe with some standing arm springs. Maybe I start them on the ground with some arm springs. Maybe do arm and leg springs. Maybe do arm spring and leg springs and roll back. And then we get on the reformer. And I can let the work we did with the arm springs and leg springs teach the things I wanted to fix on the, now I can do footwork. Okay, this is like your leg springs, but now it's a closed chain. So it should feel like your leg springs, right? Okay, now we're in the 100. It's like your legs are in leg springs. What does that, what did it feel like when your legs were in the leg springs reaching out? Right? So I can actually use the exercises to be the cue I want. Right? So when I'm in a group class at a CP or some other people with the working with the public, I am still using exercises to teach for me. And people will tell you it was a great class. It was so personalized. Those cues were great. Just like you guys did today. Your cues were great. It's like, you didn't say very much, right? Because I use the exercise. Is that helpful, Tracy? Because I do understand what you're going through. I have taught at corporations, but I think if we can reframe it to what is possible and then really start to look at how all these exercises on the Cadillac, a ton of them are super foundational and they can be repeated over and over again for several things that go wrong.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else before we go into a breakout room for 10 minutes? Yeah. Yes. So Laura's asking, do we use the spring hook in the center? We use the one behind. I use the one behind. I don't know what the hook in the center is for. Oh, she's asking about like when it's on the springboards because they're limited because that space is a small space. Laura, I promise you they can't kick that far forward correctly. So don't worry. Yes, it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it because so many of them are kicking from their quad anyways. So I think it's great that they're limited. I think it's awesome that they're like can only go as far. In fact, have them put their foot on the reformer in front of them and work their foot into the reformer and their hip back and then feel their butt and then reach it back and then it can only go as far back as probably the reformer next to them. Hold hip point up. You can like I think they'll be better. I actually think people are kicking too far forward most of the time. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So 10-minute breakout room. So try to teach some other things that you are not used to teaching or you feel a little like weird about. You're not trying to impress each other. You're actually trying to help each other out. Okay. All right. Sunesh, take it away, babe. Okay. What's the
Okay.
question?
Clarification on the seated mermaid, the seated arm overhead with the side bend. Is
Oh yeah.
the free arm starting at T or does it start up here by your ear?
It ideally is up, and then as up by your ear as it can be on your back. But to be honest, if that means that the whole side bend goes to shit, then the arm can be down by its side or can be out in a T. It's totally fine. It
But
can
it can.
actually follow. Yeah, and some people like don't take mermaid out just because some people can't get their arm up. So you could have it at a T and then they just do that, right? Their arm just follows their body. It's totally
Okay.
fine. I do it with my hand to the side personally because I actually can't move the bar with my arm up yet, right?
Oh,
So I just have my hand there because I can do this, right? And then once my arm is down, then I take it up and I side bend, then I come up, I bring it down. And that's just because where my strength is right now with that exercise. But yeah, it'd be great if I could hold it up here and go, but I'm not there yet. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Hi guys, how'd it go?
Sarah and I have a question about
Yeah.
the squat with the roll down
Mhm.
bar. So a
Yeah.
lot of times when I teach that, my client the spring open to support them going down and up. But is this spring supposed to be closed?
It's not supposed to be closed or opened. It's not like a rule. So you start with the spring taut and you go down, but you keep lifting the elbows up so they stay as high as your shoulders so they don't come down. What people tend to do is pull this way and then their elbows start to go down. And that's what they're doing to support themselves. But really, you keep that greater than 90-degree angle and you keep lifting up, up, up. Obviously, if they pull on the spring a little bit, you can remind them, okay, do it again, but lift your elbows up or move your fists away, right? Um, the problem with them pulling on the spring is it's really easy for them to fall backwards. So what they think is support could actually cause them to go backwards. So we want them to, but it's okay. You just work them up and down, and each rep can be better. Okay, do that again. Hands further away. Okay, do that again. Elbows higher. Right. So it's not that they don't open, and it's not that they stay closed. It's kind of like it's that they're working with it. Right. But if they're using the spring to hold themselves up, that's not it. Right. Yeah. Great question, guys. Yeah, Vero.
I loved feeling for the first time that one of the chin on the bar going into flexion.
Uh-huh.
I'd never learned that one, and that's my first time feeling it. And I just thought, what a great tool, A, for learning like proper, like long flexion, because that's such a
Mm-hmm.
struggle, like what we were just talking about with 100 and whatnot. But also, I got this amazing stretch in my low back. Just, I think the fascial, like, just connection, like, pull.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, dang, like it reached all the way down there. So, really interesting.
Cool. I love that. And also, I love that that worked on your setup. It's one of those things, it's really going to depend on those towers and wall units. Like the wall units, I think the push through bar is too low, but the push through bar that it's attached to a tower on a reformer is a bit higher, you know? So, yeah. Anything else, loves? Yeah, go ahead, Kristen. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Kristen was observing the morning group and it came up that oftentimes we're like the clients aren't doing the exercise well, so we're like making them go slower and then making them go slower, and then they're like not really feeling it at all, and then like, what is he feeling? And in the morning group it's like, oh, I'm going faster. So yeah, teach the bare bones, like double leg stretch. Okay, pull on your legs 2 times, reach your arms up, legs out, circle around together. Do it again. Reach. So okay, now do it like this. Inhale up, exhale around. Inhale up, exhale around. And they're gonna have to try to catch up to you. Do it again. Okay, rest. All right, we're gonna do the same thing again. This time, your chest stays up the whole time, right? Because often what goes wrong in double leg stretch, their chest goes down. So we're not going to correct the chest when we're trying to get the rhythm. Okay, we're gonna do that same thing again, but chest up. Inhale up, chest up. Circle around, chest up, chest up, chest up, right? Stick with it. Stick with it. Yeah. All right. Save any other questions and aha moments for tomorrow. I can't wait to talk about them. Sue Nash has been with us all the way from New Zealand and an eLevate grad for 5 years. Um, assessments. If I were, I'll just say, like, they were not the easiest for you, because you had a hard time with a partner. We don't have to say the partner is, but like, we had to talk about it a couple times. Uh, but I just want to say, like, if you could go back and either rethink about what you would do with the assessments, or what you wish you had done the assessments, or what you wish you had reframed about the assessments, what assessment advice do you have for them going forward?
Okay. Um, One thing is quite general, and that is in Buddhism, in Zen Buddhism, they have this thing called beginner's mind. And that's like a really useful talisman for me, is to try to be open to learning. It sounds really obvious and basic, but try and accept that you are going to learn. Try not to be hooked up on all the things you think you already know, and try to just see as a beginner would see something.
Mm.
In terms of my assessments, I would try to pick less things to do and do them better.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't make
I
yourself
love.
such a huge hit list that it's actually you can't do it well. Just take a few things and work, everything we've been talking about today, work all around it, and then pick the things that are going to help your partner the most.
Mhm. I love
And
that. Yeah.
don't try and make your partner perfect. Don't get frustrated with them because they're not perfect and they're never going to be perfect. Same
Yeah.
thing applies to yourself, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
and pick your battles. So do less and pick your battles. And then battles in terms of what you want to try and help them solve. I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, I would say the single biggest thing that has created the thread for me is that during eLevate, so 5 years ago, Leslie tells me, I challenged myself to start a daily practice, and I have never missed in 5 years.
And you guys, hold on. In there, she broke her elbow or something.
Totally
Yeah,
know.
she broke her humerus bone and she didn't miss. She also has traveled. She has
Yeah.
flown. She's in New Zealand, so
Mhm.
every flight is like a whole day. Unless she's going to Australia, that's a hop. But still. And
Yeah.
Sue owns a studio and
Mm.
has a partner, has a lot of siblings. I can't remember if you have children or not, but like this is not like a single woman who has nothing to do.
Mm.
She has a very busy studio with teachers who work for her, clients, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Leslie can teach you about habit forming if Leslie hasn't already done that stuff with you. How to make a daily habit from something that you want to make a daily habit from. And yeah, you can
Yeah.
find a way of not failing. You definitely won't fail.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Okay.
not possible to fail on what you're trying to learn about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, Sue, way to wrap this up with a bow. You're the best. I wish you
Thank
lived
you.
closer.
So do I.
Um, you guys, big round of applause for Sue for being so wonderful. And also for you guys. Again, the Cadillac weekend is insane. It's so much stuff. So I know your brains are feeling a little bit mushy. Please, please, please take time for yourself. Drink lots of water, get a really good night's sleep. If you can join us, yes, there'll be breakout rooms tomorrow, but not nearly as much as there was today. So, and it might just be like one time because we got to do Joe's gyms, we got to do a workout. So it's really good for you to see the other bodies and hear the other things. So if you can join us, it's really great. And if not, no worries. We'll see you in the afternoon. We're gonna wrap up this huge weekend. And I think it's a really good piece of the puzzle. All right. Have a good night. Bye. Thanks, Sue.